Yeah.
Oh yeah, you can look at my VODs from the past couple nights.
Okay.
Um,
Because you working Wednesday, right? Yep.
yeah, I work
What
every
days you have
weekday.
off again? Because I know you gave me a list. I didn't go
I
back over and look at.
I just work on the weekdays, and then
Okay.
yeah, I work 3 to 11 on weekdays, and then I have weekends off.
Okay. That's the opposite of my end.
Pretty standard schedule, except for the
Um,
3 to 11 bullshit.
I have to go. I just thought about. I'm looking at Tate's face. I gotta look up the article when this dude's doing trial because I need to make sure if he gonna do a live trial because I really want a live trial.
When is that happening?
I don't know. His the team that's up against him is actually ready now, so they're waiting on him and his team.
And they're gonna try to delay it as much as possible.
Yes, that's what they're trying to do. They even did like some really cringy, fucked up tactic where when they just now made an announcement, like one or two of the women that came up forward, he had his lawyer and somebody else to try to come in there and like fuck up the whole the press conference. It was weird. And then the chick was drinking the water behind him, like major backwash.
Yum.
I, I
What the,
think I think he's gonna leave with a fine.
what the fuck are we talking about?
Andrew Tate, the top G. Yeah.
Top G or bottom G?
Bottom G is
G.
super
Yeah,
funny.
yeah, bottom G. But he, in his mind, he is the top G.
The song is so good and funny.
Did anybody catch Ashley's and what you call debate?
Yeah, Lauren, yeah,
Where
it
Yeah,
where
was
where
hilarious.
where was the debate? I only
it was
saw
on her
like
channel. I'll give you the link now. But it was like it went from because after we had like she had an after thing, so we was talking about it. So I understand what direction she was going with it. But her people, her end was like, "No, I want you just to dominate her." She's like, "Yeah, but it's still YouTube, so we still gonna cross paths because we in like the same circle." So she's like, "The way I did is pretty much let her hang herself." Conversation. And then two, she was like, I gave out more. She opened up more to me than she did everybody else because everybody else in the past just came out just with the rah rah. So she was more closed and standoffish versus how she did it. It was more open, but which was true because a lot of stuff she said was gave extra more context than what she did from every other channel and spaces that she's been on.
Who are you
I'm sure
talking about, Lauren or Ashley?
Lauren.
I thought Lauren was a comedian until I started looking. I'm like, wait a minute,
Bro, ain't nothing funny except for yeah. Hold up.
this girl's a nutcase.
Oh oh yeah, I'm sending you some I just thought about it too. Apex. Courtney had jumped on Black Men Filters panel and was drunk.
Oh my god. Hold
Courtney
on,
Oh my god,
Michelle?
48 hours
Yeah,
death.
Michelle.
let me
She is
download it before
breaking
she.
apart slowly.
Let me download that before she ask to take it down.
Speaking of
You had
take it down,
just go all the way up to the part. It's like
I'm
5
so
minutes
pretty.
before
Thanks.
Reckless
Even though I
Race
have this
speaks
volcano
because
right
he
here.
addressing her, and then she comes in and goes straight from there all the way up to
You're an acne expert?
So 5 minutes before Reckless, and then up to 146.
Okay.
That's the gold right there.
Is it Reckless Ray De Niro?
Yeah,
That
he a
guy's
red pillar.
fucking hilarious.
Yeah, he's a red pillar.
Yeah, I know, but he's just like super funny and surreal.
Yep.
He's not like he's not even a real person. He's just so fucking weird. I can't explain it, but
Somebody like I had one of my mods right because I guess she knows him because I've been on panels with him before and we'll chop it up. So and then he came in like my chat one time, and then one of my mods that randomly dropped his link. I was like, "What are you doing?" She was like, "Oh, he's part of the family." I was like, "Who family is this?" She's like,
yeah.
"You know all the spaces that you two." I was like, "I haven't seen this motherfucker on my panel. He haven't been in my chat. Why are we dropping links just cuz?" He's part of the family. I was like, "Don't do that dumb shit again."
Yeah, very funny energy, that guy.
Yes, I agree.
Like, just I think he's like a narcissist, like outright, just very like blatant and obvious, and it's really funny though. Like, I don't know.
Since you said, I gotta look into that because usually the first sign is lack of empathy. So,
Well, I don't know. Like, I mean, that's a huge claim, but what I'm saying is like, for what I've seen him talk about, and like a lot of the
relationships and women, because he mostly focuses on women a lot.
just the way he describes himself, right? He's just very boisterous about it. And like, you can be like, there's like confidence makes sense for some people. I'm not saying he can't be confident, but it just comes across as very narcissistic. So, and I don't know, I just thought it was really funny when I heard it the first time.
Okay.
Or recently, yeah.
I ain't gonna knock it. I just have to, also, before I forget, Apex, we unlock his back and he's throwing everybody in the bus, including himself.
Damn.
Listen, man, that motherfucker, yo,
He's
listen.
weird.
You want to hear something new? You want to hear something new? He
Whatever.
he threw Raw on the bus, right? He did a whole stream early today saying Raw is broke, and him and his wife gave her money for like the kids and stuff. And then he went and did the same. Then he threw Lola on the bus and said that Lola too, and just left it like
Lola caught a stray?
Yeah, a good one too. He's a hard one, machete. He said that she has like 3 different babies by 3 different baby daddies, and then he like left the stream. Then he went on to D Darrell's, and then D Darrell was interviewing, and which was weird because D Darrell, his interview tactic is more like talking about himself. He did like a whole monologue, like 30 minutes, and then he wanted to ask questions. But on D Darrell's, he was just like, talked about Ra and him and his wife like helping Ra with financial situation, blah blah. Then as far as Lola, then it was like him and Lola went on a date when she came to Vegas, and he was like he kissed her.
He's a fucking liar. I don't believe that.
That's what he said. And then the other spaces was saying that they smashed.
So this man who has been preaching the black community, keep the black community strong. This married man's out here cheating. That's what you just said.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And the only person who spoke up against it was Cellulite, because Cellulite jumped on. He was like, said the same thing you said. It's like he said, I don't care if you did it, but at least own up to it. He's like, all he did was just try to put other people down when he was giving all these other women money. He gave a scamming woman money. He's like, just say you just want to fuck them and be okay with it. He's like, you was trying to use money to get close to these women, and you didn't get the success that you wanted. So now you just getting pissed because I guess you have like a disagreement or some kind of fallout between you and women. So that's it. It's like you one get like 600 to 1,000, the other one you claiming another 600 to 1,000, and then this one you like threw this random chick. I'm not Lola. It's like you just threw this random chick under. It's like, just admit this is what you was doing. He's like,
Raw responded.
Yep, twice. I think the second time. Where her and Lobo's on there.
I'm looking at it now.
But you gotta filter out losses. Like, you know how he go when he talks. He don't really get straight to the point, or it's like bits and pieces just to get you whatever he's trying to make.
Wait, she got receipts here. Great Bill.
Yeah, I saw that.
What? Oh, this is. Yo, he don't love his wife.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to my Discord because I'm playing Overwatch.
Okay.
All right, Neve.
Good night, guys.
Good night.
See you later.
Good night.
Later.
Anko, how's the PS5 controller?
Way better.
You like it more than the Xbox?
Yeah, this is so good. Unless I'm
That's a
just
win for
really
us.
used to this now, I feel like I'm smoking him right now.
That's a win for us. That's a win for us. Thank
Oh,
you. I'm
wow.
glad you said it out loud.
That's interesting.
No, it's not. It's just facts. PlayStation always wins.
Do you prefer the diagonal layout of the joysticks?
Yeah,
or-
I definitely prefer the diagonal layout, but the controller's just a little bit like I like the buttons a little bit more.
Wait a minute. So Princella is now a mod in Raw Beast.
Yeah, because Rod dropped $100 in her super chat and did a video saying, "I apologize." Yeah, she's over there now.
Oh, they're all fucked up the bag, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. He was so close. So close.
Christmas, what about the kids' gifts now?
I don't know what that means. You know, drama of the holidays, man. You can't do no hand holding on Thanksgiving. Everybody got to throw the turkey at each other.
Damn it.
Oh, I never heard Lola speak like this. Oh, she's pissed.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yep.
Okay, I'm skipping through. You know what? We unlocked he got a problem. She's a financial cook. That's what he is. Did she just say $10,000?
I
This
think
man
so.
gave this woman $10,000 within a year.
Who said that?
Robbie, I
I did not know
played it.
that. That's crazy. See, that's what I'm saying. The D-Direct guy didn't really ask no real questions. He said did his monologue for 30 minutes and that was it. Well, as long as I get my $100 from New Year's, I don't give a crap what he do. But I'm gonna back out of this and I'm back onto my app. I mean the Windows. Be right back.
You know what? The biggest issue, this is a black thing. This is a black issue, especially with the women. I have the biggest issue with that.
Yeah, I died. Fuck.
It's you know this man was doing all this and you protected him and you kept supporting him. If
Yes.
somebody's doing bad, expressing bad behaviors, leave them alone and let them die off.
Yes.
Like they protected this. Listen. Black women have an issue of trying to protect us when we don't deserve, when the people don't deserve it. I'm sorry. It is what it is.
Oh, you're right. Right. Too much is too much. That's why I like my circle of friends. Like if you know,
if that text message is really him, that's sexual harassment.
hold up, I gotta go over there because I didn't know about the text messages. There's a lot going on today with that three. It was him, their double stream, and then he left and went on D-Derails. Like it was a lot going on.
Yeah, she's showing text messages. What was that? Yeah, it's like around like the 43-minute mark. Yeah. Yo.
You didn't get there yet. Okay.
Damn it. Yeah, I'm jumping on food soon. If you want to join, I want to chat. Maybe 20 minutes. My dick sword.
Wait, yours or food?
Hold on.
Oh, I thought you were talking to us.
Oh, I'll watch. I'm gonna pull. What, Mantis? What's the topic?
Hey, where's Mantis?
She's in the chat to talk to.
Oh,
talk
she
about
changed, she changed all of her shit.
Mantis.
Oh, Food Shops changed her voice chat. Oh, you were on a wig panel today?
Yeah, she jumped in.
Oh, I was watching that for a little bit, but I watched the whole thing. Oh, this is interesting already.
You have the link? Because I have it. If you want, I could link it.
I can get it.
That's what she said.
Is it?
Yep, it is. I promise you. I swear to God. I swear to God. Ooh, that's another one I just remembered. Kendra G got called out by O'Shadra Jackson Apex.
Yo, the black community.
Send me super
is
chats,
tearing itself
send me
apart,
bits,
and I
send me money.
and I
Okay,
fucking
that's
love
it.
I'm fucking
Let's
love
bring in. I know you guys want this. I know you guys want this bad.
Everybody's attacking everybody for scraps.
Hello.
And we just sitting here say
You're
shit
live.
to white people. I'm joking.
Super chats, sub
Not
to the.
really.
You gotta support me financially. That's before pleading, screaming, for me to let some people on.
This is why
Gang. Before I do though,
they can't give these Negroes money.
yes. Let's bring in. I know you guys want this. I know you guys want this bad.
I'm really shocked at this. Like,
hello.
Prince
You're live.
Mantis,
really
hi Mantis.
with this community.
Oh my God, are they not here?
No
Or bring them up. Everyone's screaming.
Hi. Can you hear me?
Well,
Yes.
hold on, let me just finish this
Hi.
thought. I was gonna
Sorry,
say
I
it's
was on
no
mute.
difference than when
I've only got a
stepped in,
short time, so I'm probably going to stir
but
something up,
she
and then I have to
dipped.
go away.
She
So
got what she wanted.
I'm
dipped.
sorry in advance for
Prince
that.
Yo,
but
I'm here to
I'm
stay.
listening, and I think that like just by virtue of having this panel and this topic and discussing it in
That's
the
the
way you're
difference.
discussing
I am
it, I
here
think
to
you've
stay.
accidentally stumbled
That's true.
into one of the main issues for women in this space, and that's just sort of any woman who gets up in this space and does pretty much anything is therefore representative of all women. And I think that in itself is fucked. Absolutely ridiculous, because I think as a content creator of any kind, any gender, you get up and you want to make whatever content you want to make. You want to appear however the fuck you want to appear. And it doesn't matter whether you put makeup on or wear glasses or do your hair, or if you do none of those things. It doesn't matter if you get stoned or drunk, depending on TOS. You should just be, by virtue of being an individual content creator, get up there and be able to do that. And then I think the problem is, as women, this is the problem. We are therefore held up as representatives of an entire group, and we have some kind of collective group guilt that we have to adopt as some kind of responsibility or something that we owe. And I don't see that happening as often for men. I just don't. And I also just think that like what's been talked about in this panel is almost every part of it has just been an example of like why this is a problem.
May I ask what part specifically, if you have like a specific part?
Well, like in a way I was listening and you guys are saying stuff about makeup and how they appear. Do they have some kind of responsibility to appear less sexual because it's bad for women to be sexualized? I think if a woman is going to get up there and dress up sexual and then complain about being sexualized, there's an issue with that individual content creator. I don't think it needs to be extrapolated to an entire gender group. And I also don't think that women
Somebody's
wearing
in raw
makeup
comments
and
said
appearing
that
hot
he
or
did the same
pretty
thing to me a year
is
ago.
like necessarily inherently a
Back
bad
my
thing
lock.
for women. Who gives a hell? Who gives a shit? Like, of course, look hot.
Yeah.
It fucking
Yeah.
sells. Like, the problem here is probably the demand, not the supply.
Yep.
Well,
Yeah, I would agree with
I
that.
think that was
yeah.
actually a really good point because it is the demand by men,
It's a
and this is what men
fucking
want to see.
mic drop,
They want to see
man.
beautiful women. They like the makeup, no matter what anyone says. And sometimes women just want to feel nice.
Yeah,
Want to put on
Mantis?
makeup. I think that's okay.
Yeah.
I hear you.
Yeah.
Put up,
I hear you, Mantis, when you say
push-
that this shouldn't
put
be happening. We
some
shouldn't be
streams,
holding
she was on.
people up to be a representative group. I agree.
Oh,
But we have to deal with reality how it is rather than how we would wish it would be. And whether we like it or not, a lot of people do hold up women as representatives of women in this space in a way that they do not
then
with men. Is that not true?
I think that's absolutely true, and therefore I
Okay.
think maybe a better panel to have had would have been, why do we hold women to such high standards of collective group guilt, as opposed to which women are making women look bad?
Look.
You're literally
and
contributing to it.
I know,
Raw
it's
hit
fine.
You're actually
1.5
contributing to it.
views over this.
But that's the thing, right? We have to give
a lot of
examples
drama be
of why
selling.
it's wrong
I-
and why it's bad. And
But
sometimes
that's not what you're
people...
doing, Wick. That's not what you're doing.
What
You're
am I doing?
saying
Tell me, please.
that- You're saying it is bad that women are like, who get up there and content create are being held to represent all women.
Yep.
However, they are, and so let's discuss how they are and what they
Yep.
should be doing better so that they aren't going to represent women badly.
Absolutely. Right? Like, we could say, well, man, someone shouldn't have set my house on fire. That's really wrong of them to do. How dare they? But you know what would be helpful in this situation, now that we're in it? To know how to either A, fight the fire, or get the fuck out. Because if we just sit there and say, this is unfair, and I'm not going to deal with it, we will burn to death. And that is not going to help anyone. So we are in a situation, we are in a situation right now where we do have this toxic, and I would agree, it's a bad thing. So we have to know how to swim in these waters, even though we know they're poisonous, and also work on towards getting the water less toxic in general. But while we're here, while the house is on fire, we need to know how to protect ourselves and protect other people.
Okay, well, here's a little piece of advice then I'm going to give to all the women content creators. Don't listen to fucking anyone who holds you up as like representative of the group. Do your thing, and if people come into your community and go, oh, your arguments are so shit, classic women, like, this is a woman thing to say, this is a woman way to look, you're contributing to the toxic. How about instead of saying that, you say, no, you're toxic, get the fuck out of here. Like, you know, I see this as well, like on Destiny stream. I know it's a particularly interesting community, but he's even stamped down on the fact that when women come on and they talk, all the comments and everyone, they hear whatever they're saying and they don't say, oh, Lav is crap, Lav is blah blah blah. They say, oh, Lav represents all women, and this is just classic woman behavior.
Damn, Mantis,
and that's
these
what
are
they
really
do.
good
I
points
think
for a
calling
woman.
that out first and foremost is actually going to be more helpful than calling out women who are somehow behaving in ways that reinforce this toxicity. The fact that the toxicity is there to begin with is more like important to point out. And then you can talk about how potentially these women might be doing things that are a little bit annoying. But like, I don't think it's very helpful to stand up there and go, this woman's tits are out, and it's gross, and that's what's making this space so bad for women. Who cares if their tits are out? Who gives a shit?
Inherently what's happening.
Look at
I
them,
feel
they're
like we
boobs.
can criticize some parts of what we see. If we see over-sexualization, I think it's okay for women to criticize
where are you
some
listening-
aspects
where are we
of it.
listening
It doesn't
to
inherently
this at?
mean we
'Cause I hear
cannot do
Mantis.
those things. But yeah, it's okay to be criticized.
I agree that it's fine
I
to
have it up.
criticize some aspects, but the problem I'm
He has
having
on
is that
Discord.
it's
Panel.
therefore being extrapolated onto an entire
I'm on
group,
Discord.
and now
Oh,
women
you
who
talking
come
about
into
the,
this
the
space
share?
who want to become
Yeah.
content creators are thinking,
Okay,
oh, I
my
have this
apologies.
heavy burden of representing all women, and it stifles their ability to just do whatever they would like to do.
I tend to agree with that. That's why I don't agree with the idea of like responsibility. I don't think any woman has responsibility to other women in the space. I just think it would be nice for certain women to do certain things because it does make life easier for the rest of the people online. But
yeah, I think if women were if women were out there yelling at a woman content creator being in their chat or being on their stream going, ooh, this woman is so gross, she doesn't wear makeup, that if they're being toxic towards each other like that, that's perfectly reasonable to call out. And I think that's like would be a horrible thing to do, not just by virtue of them being women, but just as horrible to do to anybody. But it does create a toxic space for women. But yeah, I just, this whole like streamers and content creators and everyone has this like, oh, you owe this group this because you're this part of this group somehow, is like is kind of the actual issue. I don't actually think many people owe many people anything. A streamer owes their audience and has a responsibility for some of their audience and moderation.
Do you think you have a
I
responsibility?
agree. Damn, you ain't gonna let her finish, bro? What the hell?
Your neighborhood. Do you think you have a responsibility to your neighbors?
Neighbors?
To some degree.
Sure,
and it's
what degree?
not a huge degree. I actually don't think you have an obligation to do almost anything except follow the law. This is the problem. I just don't think there is an obligation, and I think online in these spheres, it's like portrayed as an obligation. You don't even have an obligation to be nice, actually.
I agree that you don't have to, but I disagree whether you should. I think people
but this is what it always comes down to, is this should like question, and I just think it's a little lots of people should do a lot of things.
Yes.
Like
yes, they should. That's true.
Obligation. There's also no obligation from women in real life to represent all women in IRL spaces, right?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And if anyone tried to say that to me in real life, that, oh, I don't like the way you're dressing or the way you're speaking or what you're saying in this little setting because you're making women look bad, I'd probably fucking slap a bitch.
Yeah, but if someone said, hey, your actions are hurting those around you, right? We'll take the gender out of it. And we'll just, again, your community members.
Yeah, but that's my point. Take the gender out of it. Take the gender out of it.
That's fine. But again, we have to recognize that we
she's showing it off?
have...
Jesus Christ.
I know you hate that word, but we do have these responsibilities. But I want to give Mooncake a chance to go. I want to argue with you, but... Again, I want to let that woman
Mooncake drunk right now.
Mooncake drunk.
I know you have to go. I want to have you on though because I subtly disagree. Contact me. We'll set that up. I'll see you later.
Deal.
Thank you for coming on.
Deal.
Don't do it, man.
Thanks, guys. And sorry and thanks.
Okay. Bye. Do you want to say anything? Comments on that, Mooncake, before bringing the next guest?
Oh, it sucks that she left because I had a lot more questions.
I know.
So, I do agree with her. Like, in no way are we the spokesperson of women. Like, just to make that completely clear, right? My opinions are my opinions, and like you can like them or not, right? I just don't like the idea that no one ever bears any type of responsibility. Because if we just look at society, right, there are certain things that we maybe expect. Maybe I shouldn't use the word expect. There are certain ways you can portray yourself that does affect the way people view you. I hate to be this person, but unfortunately in my community, right, I have a problem sometimes with some of the rappers we see that die all the time, right, who promote certain lifestyles, certain music. I just don't like it. I don't think it's a great idea. And do they bear some sort of responsibility? I think so, right? So I just don't like this idea that we can't criticize women or men for certain things that they do, right? That do impact the way we're viewed.
One of the first questions ever asked in all of creation, am I my brother's keeper? That's what it comes down to, right? Are you, right, responsible for those around you? Are you your brother's keeper? And again, I would agree, no one should have to. I think have to is just not good. But that's meaningless because I'm not here to tell people what they have to do. What I'm here is to hopefully show and teach people what they should do. And
if that's his logic, then it's okay to sit there and say, hey, all white people are slave owners. That's what you can basically say.
Bro, thank you. I'm so glad you said that. If his Halloween special is pretty much is hinting to the same fucking thing. The same fucking thing.
What was his Halloween special all about?
They were doing costume and stuff, and he had like little mini topics of it. Then somehow it went to race, and then he just like stayed on it. Like, you have to see it for yourself. He just stayed on it, and I was like, is he being like racist, or he just want to just involve in the topic of conversation on that? And I said, okay, let me just not just label him that. So let me just see.
Do
So
we want to
now-
join food shops with Mantis in a bit?
If I end
Why?
up joining, I'm gonna be mostly quiet, so I'm probably just gonna have to sit in chat. So.
Okay.
No problem. She's doing something now.
Soon.
Okay.
What is Because
Yeah.
it's past the time where if I go to sleep, I'll be late for work time. So I'm
Yeah.
up. Thanks a lot, Kenko.
Fucking
Kenko's my new drug. I swear to fucking God.
Damn right. You better stay up for longer, you motherfucker, or else you ain't gonna be getting your fix no more. All right.
God
Oh,
damn.
she said like now. Okay, so let her know we're waiting, Mantis. I don't know how this is gonna go. I'm not the
Well, I'm
Discord
literally
expert.
staring at. Oh, wow. Wow, there it is.
Oh, she beat it?
Mhm. There she is. All right, I'm gonna listen for a minute, and then I'll might join in a minute.
It really unnerves
nice.
them. Yep. But you know, I know this because I've been in that position where they place the hard drive and I really want to grab it and smash it. But yeah.
And wait for them to start talking because they will. They want to talk. People want to communicate. They hate silence. That's why when people speak, you hear, when they're talking because they need to fill that void with something. People hate silence.
That's bullshit.
So that's the other one. So that's another way. So you see how there's an
Check waiting
unlevel
room?
playing field. Here.
Wait, hold
Even
on.
with the most educated individual, there's an
Oh, she's
unlevel
waiting on
playing
us
field.
because we didn't get
If
there
you talk
yet.
to the police, everything's going to be written down. If you
No,
get
they're
pulled
not.
over for a ticket, they give
Hold
you
on,
the
I'm going
ticket,
there.
and you pull off. You ever see the cop pull off right after?
Say, but
Usually
that's
not.
like
That's because on the back of their ticket,
that's like
they're writing down everything you said,
like panels.
and it's going to come
Oh,
into court
cool.
if
Come
you
on.
go to court.
Food Chops is willing to just let me sit
Everything
and
that's
chill and
said,
just
I write
That's
down.
great.
Every
Tribute
phone
of
call I
somewhat?
make has to have a listening device on it.
Say,
that
but you one of
illegal?
the cool kids. Let's go.
Okay.
I would love to be one of the cool kids.
You are.
All
Let's
right.
go.
All right.
Thank you.
Are they both in there? Really?
Okay, I guess she's doing one at a time. I was just in
Hello.
mid conversation with Mantis.
Well, okay, why are they all in there? Like, what's going on? Are you guys like having like a party? in
Yeah,
there?
I literally was in mid conversation with Mantis, and
No,
then
they
boom.
were
I
they were
said,
listening to
why-
the WIC panel
why-
and they were
Tell them that it's
interested
human
in it and they
nature.
wanted to
Why?
join and
Why?
maybe talk about it as well.
Why you do me this
You want to
way?
have a little mini panel?
Why you
I
feel
think
this
Saber
way?
and the other guys will probably just sit there and listen, to
I
be
am not
honest. But
hitting
Great
that.
Bill is interested in
I can't do the high pitch, but what? I was about to go for it. Hit home.
You want
There's
some
a
content
whole
late
ass
at night?
people in there. Fine. Okay, fine. But I want to make my argument first, okay?
Wait, just with us or?
Like this.
Yeah,
Because
Mantis
I'm
was
thinking,
cooking
okay,
on that
sure,
shit,
fine. But
Yeah, she
one
was
thing-
too.
See,
how about
is
this?
the thing.
All right, I want
One
to
thing
sort
I
of
like
make
about that
my
is how the-
argument with you first,
it's
okay?
conversations
And
like
then
that,
afterwards, I'll
they'll
drag
switch
everybody
that
else in.
rhetoric
How about that?
when they're talking about the guy.
Okay, they can hear
Because
it.
this
I suppose they're
woman,
watching.
he's gonna keep
Okay,
that
so
problem on that gender. But if you switch it to,
oh
to a
shit.
man,
Okay,
he's gonna be
alright.
like this. No, it's that individual. He's a lone wolf. I think that's corny.
Hello.
Like, stand on
Okay.
your square.
What did
Yeah.
I write down? Sorry, I'm trying to reorganize my
There,
brain
while we're
back
waiting to
to
get
the
in,
space.
we can fucking listen.
I'm trying to find the actual. Can you
So,
send
okay,
that
I'm
link
gonna
of
make
the
this as
actual
quick as
video?
possible so I can drag everybody in.
Because I'm
Okay.
on Wax
What?
Do you
TV, but I don't see it.
recognize
On
that
what?
streamers are
Whatever you
individual
just watched.
businesses?
Oh, it was just
What's
the
ripping
last
a new one?
the last stream.
Okay.
If
Do
you
you
want,
recognize
Uncle, I
that
can put it
in
the
the
VC chat.
space
Thank
that
you, Say, but this is why you
businesses
the top G right now. I don't
typically
know what the
try
hell
to
Ken could do.
represent
When
the
I ask a
best
goddamn
of their
question, I
own,
get some
you
like
know,
some remedies.
like
I
for
don't want
example,
I want no
for
herbs.
cybersecurity,
Timestamp
for the
when Mantis
cybersecurity
joined?
field, for software engineering,
Yes.
they will typically try to say
Alright.
something along the lines of, "Oh yeah, by the way, we want to represent the best
122:11.
of cybersecurity
I'll
field.
put it
We
in
want to
chat.
represent the best of
Thank you.
whatever field. We want to do this and this and that, right? Would that be correct?"
This is why I don't go to New York all the time like that,
Sure,
because
I have
the
that
goddamn New
up to
Yorkers
but yeah, I'll
make
give
me
you-
punch one in the
Okay.
damn.
Okay, sure. Hold on. God, your voice is soft. Can you turn up?
Oh, sorry. I'll put my mic up to my mouth. Is that
Okay.
better?
Yeah, that's better. All right. If you can recognize that, all right. Wait, what's the pushback? What the fuck?
I
So,
don't even know what the hell we're discussing.
I don't think that when you come in, like if you're looking at it from an individual business perspective, that when you come into a space, you are necessarily representing the whole group. I don't think that. I don't think you're representing you want to be the best of the group. I think if you are an employer, you might be looking to employ the best of the group, so therefore they would want to like represent that and be that. But I don't think that in this space
Sure.
with this thing where
But would you-
there isn't an employer.
Yeah, sure. But would you say that, for example, one... Okay, I'm just gonna use this as an example, okay? Obviously, it's not like the best example, right? But, so, cybersecurity is sort of niche, okay? And it's important to get representation out there for something such as cybersecurity and software engineering, right? Because of the fact that it's so niche. So when cybersecurity company gets out there and actually makes a name for itself, it gets blown up all over social media, right? So therefore it is important for every single cybersecurity company to do its bit, right? So so would you agree that sure, it is sort of unfair, I guess, for one cybersecurity company to sort of, I guess, represent the whole group, but irregardless of that, people will still see that one cybersecurity company as representing the whole field anyway. Like, irregardless of whether it wants that responsibility or not. What?
I have an issue with your argument.
How so?
Because you're talking about a company representing like a cybersecurity. We're not talking about a company here. We're talking about just individuals, and they're not repping they're not even repping necessarily to the same degree a platform. They're literally just representing their own content. So it's not a company, and it's not a whole industry.
Yeah, but I'll even tell you though, is it really that much different in this analogy? Because if we recognize that people on this platform are individual content creators, and as individual content creators, they are individual business people, then therefore, wouldn't they be beholden in the same way that
Hey,
like
say,
a
but you know
company
who
would be
runs
to their
this
own
WIT
niche?
TV?
Like for example, right?
Whit.
Let's just say that content
White
creators,
ball
right?
guy.
Especially somebody of
Oh,
like a
okay.
minority status, right? Especially if that
Yeah,
one
even Destiny,
particular minority
hops
isn't really
on-
well represented.
Well, even Destiny
in the
gets Whit
space,
to
right?
moderate
Especially
his
like,
debates
for example,
sometimes.
something like Black Woman, right?
I've
So if
seen
Black
him
women
before,
or
I just didn't
transgender
know,
people
like,
aren't really
this was his
represented,
channel.
like, here's a perfect example. Asian
this is
transgender
like
people.
his
Okay.
Twitch
Oh, Jenny
video.
Matrix. What is this conversation about? Don't worry about it. Okay.
That's what I heard.
Asian
That's what I heard.
transgender people. Okay. If Asian transgender people are not like common in this space, right? And I would say I went on and I would be like,
That's
oh
what
yeah,
X
but I don't
people like,
care how I represent
I see
other
this a lot
people,
when they do their
right?
thumbnails.
Then sure, I can do
It's
that.
always the same
right?
thumbnail, but like the titles
However,
is different.
irregardless of whether or not I want that responsibility or not, other people would still see me,
Oh,
and then they
Brittany
would go
Simone
like,
was here too.
"Oh my god,
Oh.
this person, depending on how they act,
Did you say Brittany
this
Simone?
plays into my biases about both
Simon,
Asian
Simone.
and
Simon.
transgender people." And there's this kind of like,
I just want
it
to. I
happens
like
both
Simone
at the same
better.
time.
It's funnier.
And I have a
Thank you.
responsibility
Thank you.
on my
Thank you.
own.
This
I
is
would
why you're
I would
top G.
actually make the argument that
This is
I
why
have a
you're top G.
responsibility, almost in my own, that I have
The
to
other guy.
basically
him.
present, you know, at least some modicum
She's doing real
of
good
effort.
for
Obviously,
herself,
I wouldn't
though.
say it's too
She
much
just moved.
to the
She's
point
up
where it's
in
unreasonable, but at least some
I forgot
modicum
somewhere
of effort
overseas. I want to
to
say
not
UK, but I might
completely
be
be a
wrong.
lolcow. Would you
Engaged to get
agree with
married
that?
or already married.
I
doing
think
really
the
good.
problem in
Very
that
proud of- I'm
whole
very happy for
scenario
her.
is the fact that just because you're Asian and trans and you're hired to be doing cybersecurity, that therefore you somehow, all of your behavior within a cybersecurity like company or whatever that you work for, or whatever company that you work for,
is therefore going to represent anything to do with Asians
This
as a
is this
whole
is funny.
and trans people as a
Who was
whole.
it?
I think that's the problem. I
I
don't
was
think
hanging
that
out
you
of the.
should
Well, it's
be
not
able
really
to
the
be
beef
doing
sector, but
that. I
she's
don't
a
think,
little
I'm sure that it exists. I'm not saying that people don't
affiliate
have
of
those
it, but she has her own
perceptions
space.
and they don't make those like
And she was asking all these weird. Well, it's not weird questions. She was asking questions. I was like, yeah, man. It's like
sort of label
she was talking
and,
about the Black Manosphere, and I was telling her like it's
know
actually more
people do
funner
that,
over the White
but I think
Manosphere
that
side
is more of the
because they don't
problem
like
than
deliberately
how
go out their way to
you
dox nobody.
represent your group well enough.
If they got
We
issues,
actually try to encourage people not to
if
look
they
at
got
people
issues, they'll
and
put it on the
them in
front street
groups
right
and
there.
then,
Like either you take it or you
criticize them
don't, and then
according
just
to
like
how
move
well
on
they're
from it.
representing their groups.
It is. So
We would actually have a better
I was trying to
society.
explain it
Sure.
because it's
So
to
I would
us
actually argue
it's like
that it's
common
not a
sense.
zero
And then
sum
somebody
game,
in chat
and probably
that actually
maybe
been
this
over
is like
there
the
like
medium that
watching
we can reach
Destiny
in
and
the end
tomfoolery
if we
stuff,
can't
and then
like
she started
I guess
the
like
person started laughing
each other
chest
or
like
above, right?
Gray Pill. I
But
tried to
I'm
explain
saying
that to the beef sector. They
obviously
don't
the
understand.
larger onus, the larger we can probably agree
I
that the
was like, I don't
larger
think they
onus
will.
lies with the group that okay, they need to
about
accept
that. Let me give you the
that
address to pull
people
up.
in minority spaces and people in more discriminated against spaces make mistakes, and they can't act like the best version of themselves all the time. And if they make mistakes or play into their stereotypes, that's not necessarily their fault.
That's crazy.
And that's fine, right? But at the same time, I would still argue that there is some semblance of responsibility in which that if you play into the worst kinds of stereotypes of your particular group, then yeah, obviously you understand, and if you're aware of that and you understand that and you still do it, then yeah, in my opinion, you should be beholden to some degree of that. And I don't
think
know
that's how they were
if,
trying to do Daryl.
like,
Yeah, I
you're
think that's how they
able
were
to
trying to do
that,
Daryl. Like, they were trying to like get him
and I would say that
live,
analogy
like,
holds.
either get
The
him to
reason
admit or
because
say
of
certain
that
things so
is
they can
because
like clip it and bring to
the
the authorities.
cybersecurity aspect, right? It's something that's niche, right? And the business thing is equals to like the independent business owner
Right.
that you are as a content creator. Even though you create your own content, it's just like how the business create their own business. But yet at the same time, it's the way that
Probably
people
guys,
are looking
Fatty
at
ass
you
so
from the
scared
outside.
too, but I told
It's
him
not
like
how
she's
you
like I
look
didn't
at
know all
yourself.
that, but I just
It's
know
the way
she's
people
not
look
the
at
one
you
to
from
like
the outside
you
and
test.
how other people's
Those type of people
biases
you don't
play
test.
into their perception
Somehow
of
I'm
you.
like, how you
So
not?
that is the important part. And I would actually argue that even though it is unfair and the onus is on the individual, in a bit is unfair, I would say that, you know what, I think that people just need to stop being a little bit too lazy, and people just need to simply just, you know, put in a little bit more effort into presenting better. That's it.
Yeah, but I think it's unfair for you to criticize. Again, like all this is fine. I think that you actually agree with me on the responsibility people hold, because you literally just said before that you think it's just a little bit. It's probably not a lot, but it is a little bit. I'm not arguing here that people don't have any responsibility.
I think
I'm just saying that
I was
it's
telling
not as large
Classic
to
Ruby
the
because that's the
degree
one I
that people
like
online, like,
do
let's just, like, bring it down to
Classic, but
content
you know, Duke been
creators,
around
'cause
for
I
a
don't
long
think we're
time.
making it about a niche
But
market in cybersecurity and
I was telling her the other
companies
day
and
at the live stream that
How so?
started next year. I'm just kind of like,
it's
because
not,
I was like,
because
people
you're,
are trying to pick a side.
in this instance,
I'm not gonna
for
per se
example,
pick a
talking about
side, but
women is not a small category.
it's always been
It
less
might
and
be a
less.
small
Oh, sure.
while I was
I mean, we
really
can.
watching it.
We
It's like, I
we
think
can
I'm just
move to
gonna go
that
ahead
if you
and
want. Yeah,
just
sure. So,
dumb it down
would
to
you
something like that
agree
people
that
like I can
content
really rock with
creators
as far as
have a
content creators go,
responsibility
to just
in regards
keep
to
them further off from a distance versus
making the
just keep them
platform
like an arm's length and just be done with it.
Yeah, I would
not
just
really.
focus on content creators.
Okay.
That
So, would you say?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll tell you. Here's my argument.
Like, okay,
I
in
think
mass. Okay, sure. An individual would not. An individual would not. Okay, they don't. I don't think they should be required to. But would you say that maybe they should have certain
Yeah,
things?
I don't, and I don't,
that, okay,
I
maybe
really
they should
don't
have
like.
better. For example, they
if
shouldn't
they, like I
direct
said, if
their
they ask, then it
audience to
depends on
harass
what the situation. I might,
shouldn't
but the
direct
long
their
run,
audience
it's like it's not even
to
worth
dox
it.
people.
So,
Would you agree with
It's
these?
TOS. I think every
No.
time you sign a
But
contract,
these are not just
you're
TOS.
going
Let's
to
just say the
put-
TOS is not there.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah.
just say the TOS is
No,
not
no,
there.
but you can't, because now you're turning it into like an unrealistic
I wouldn't
thing.
even
You want
take
it to be
your
realistic,
CryBullies
and I'm talking
podcast like
realistic
that.
too.
Right, but
So,
I'm just trying.
I
No,
agree.
but I'm just trying to get to
I
the
so
point
agree.
where.
Because
Okay,
even like on my
do
gaming channel, I
content
remember
creators
one time
have
Brady
any
was like,
semblance
"You
of
wanna,
responsibility whatsoever?
I don't think it was
I'll
her.
tell you
the
It was
way they
something
are.
else.
Okay.
No, she was asking
Yeah,
like if I want to
I'll tell you
promote
what
my
my
channel
argument
because
is.
I don't really.
So I think
When I'm
they
over
do
there, I
have
don't
some
even promote. I
responsibility.
pretty much don't
I
do
think
it
the first,
on anybody's
like,
platform.
First and foremost, most
But
important
she asked, and I was like, no, thank you. I was like, I just wouldn't do it over here because I know nobody's not gonna come there about the fuckery, and I just wouldn't.
If you're signing up to do
that's
hot tub
what
streams,
you're saying.
you
I
have a
was saying
responsibility
AK
to
earlier. I
do
don't
hot
even know your
tub
channel.
streams
I
as well.
Sure, but that's parallel to probably like the moralistic things that you shouldn't do, right? Does that make sense? Like there's this kind of thing that you can actively do, which is like your content, right? And then there's this kind of entirely set of other things that are not like associated with that are like basically safety related, right?
Here's my gaming channel. Like nobody, like a selective few, like no, but I'm not gonna
it's not TOS.
promote
When
it
you're talking,
because
no,
somebody
when you
had this
say
whole weird
something like
conversation, like,
TOS,
and I was
you're
like, they're
talking
right.
about
Like I
a set of
wouldn't
rules that a
tell them my
platform is
gaming
like
channel. Like, if you
defining,
start a
where
whole
if
new
you don't
channel,
follow
I
this,
won't
you're
tell
gonna be
nobody.
punished.
Just do
But
what
let's
you
just
gotta
say,
do.
let's just
'Cause
say
usually
there
what
is no
happens is
TOS,
people like
right?
that.
If there's no TOS,
I get it.
don't you
Like
think
people
that
want to
there
let everybody know
should
so you
be
get the subs up a
other
little bit.
rules that you should
But what happens
probably
is,
follow as well?
let's say if I tell people on that end, they're gonna want to come and they want to share it. Then it's like it defeats the purpose of what the goal originally was.
Yourself and how
and
you
you're
present and your content, because that's the goal. Usually when people get on, it becomes
which I
more
don't
competitive.
want.
That's what you are in control of, and that's what you
Yep,
want
which I
people
don't
to
want.
like.
Because
Okay,
even with
so let's just
like for example, right,
certain
Dane,
way. So
he
one, let me get to my second
he had
point.
scheduled to come on, I think like 2 weeks
You
ago,
have
and he came on,
responsibility for your
having a good
content first
conversation.
and
Then out of
foremost, and
nowhere,
then
Sherelle just
yourself
pop
and
up in the
your
chat like,
content.
"Oh, that's
And
where
the
you
second
went.
thing
You
you
ran
have
off
responsibility
from
for is
Fatty."
the
I'm like,
community that you create and your
what?
audience, and then how they
She didn't know one of my
interact
she didn't know one of my
within your
one of my
community,
accounts
how they
is one of the
behave
mods, one of my
within your
accounts. So I
community,
hit the
and
comments
then
like,
also, yeah, sure,
do you have
to some
anything to
degree,
add to the
and I don't
conversation,
think
or are you
it's a
just here just to
90%
troll
degree.
Dane?
They have
She's like,
responsibility to
oh,
sort
I'm
of,
just a friend of
like,
his. I was like, then I just typed in, so are you here to
discourage
contribute to the
at least the
conversation, or are you just here
from going out and
to
harassing
troll
other people's
Dane?
communities. Yeah, but
she just
I don't
laughed.
think a content creator has like a 60, 70, 80% definitely not responsibility over their viewers.
Fuck.
Okay,
I'm dead.
so you think
Again.
that to some degree
That's what she said.
they shouldn't
no, I gotta
be
revive.
basically they shouldn't be like
think.
Keemstar and direct
cheating, you're
people in a
cheating.
way
Can't
where
come back after
they
you
harass
die.
somebody to the point where
He
they're
don't got them
feeling
hands. He don't got them
suicidal,
godly
right?
hands like Saber.
Yeah, I mean, a
Okay.
lot of the
Exactly.
stuff.
Man,
Even though it's not on
when
TOS,
Saber
even though
was
it's not on TOS.
showing them skills, I was like,
A
oh,
lot of,
it's a
well,
rap
a lot
now.
of the stuff
Some
where we
people
just
like
want to
three
create like
bosses
more
can't go
respectful, nicer settings, diverse, inclusive spaces. A lot of it is.
That's like you
largely,
fucked up
like,
now.
hate speech and stuff. There
I
is a
should
lot of
never
stuff covered
I
up
should
in
never
TOS,
seen
but if you
you
want to
playing
create
styles
a
like
space
that.
that's even
Every
more
time like with
respectful
music playing,
and
I just like he
inclusive,
just trolling. I was
then,
like, yo,
like,
you
there are
straight
ways to do that,
trash.
and I think that that's if
Straight
you
trash.
want to
And
do
then
that.
actually she got
That's
better.
only if you want to do that.
She got
I don't
way
think
better
every
in the
content
game and
creator has
as
to
a
do that.
sniper.
I don't know
She's on
why,
it.
but
Chuck
my
Logic's
fucking
community
when
is
I tried to
wild. He
relock
doesn't
on when he
have
threw the
to.
goddamn
Right,
fog
which is
thing down,
why
it
I
just
would argue that
the thing
he
glitched out,
should
and I like
be more
just got
responsible,
completely
obviously, right?
ruined.
But he isn't required.
So
to.
all we're
I
hearing
was-
from you right now is excuses.
Yeah, but do you see
Shut the
how
fuck up,
Chud
Ripple.
Logic isn't judged for
I will kill you.
representing men poorly by having that
What's
kind
the
of
vibe
community?
bands?
But
Wait, we haven't gotten
I
there
need
yet,
more
right?
violence.
Because you're skipping several steps ahead, right?
By the way,
because right now I'm just laying
Kenko,
the path before you and leading you up to it.
what would you say you like
So-
better about the PS5
okay.
controller?
But, okay,
So,
so what?
just the bumpers.
Here's my question then.
Okay.
Oh, the
I
bumpers.
think there's a like.
So,
I think
why
I
don't
have
you
a
use
little
the,
bit of a problem with. I know it's like
what's
part
that
of it,
fucking
but it's like
controller?
this philosophical concept.
Dual
Oh, you got the
sense,
PS5
everyone
controller
in
hooked up to the
this
PC?
space, They're
Yeah.
always talking about people should do
Oh,
this
nice.
and people should do that, and like.
How was it?
never
How was the
talk
response
about-
time?
But in reality, it's like
Pretty fast.
this. So
I mean,
let's
it's on
not
a-
talk about like this and this. It's
on a
all
wire,
about reality. So
Just
which
plug
one
in the
is it?
wireless.
Do we talk about should or do we talk about
Yeah,
reality?
wired.
Because no one should. Like you can say people should do things.
They say shit
But
once
then
again.
that doesn't
That's what I'm
equal
gonna say.
they have to do things or they therefore have a responsibility or an obligation in particular. There's a difference.
Yeah, just get a scuff controller. That's
Whether or not, obviously, no one is going to disagree with you.
Ooh, a
Would you
scuff
agree with
control
that?
or the
No one is going
DualSense
to
Edge?
disagree with you when you're talking about double thumbs, right? If you're talking
right
about
now, I haven't had a
double thumbs, no
scuff,
one is going to.
so I want to try it.
But that's not where the conversation lies, right?
But
Where the conversation
the
lies
LEDs used for.
is whether or not
And I don't know how to
people
explain to my
who
wife
are
how I spent $200
in
on
a discriminated status
I'm trying to think
have
of
a
a lie.
responsibility to some degree, at least a 1% responsibility. All right, at least 1%.
The degree matters because the way it's hyped
What
up
you
in
could
this
do
sphere
is,
is that they have so
and
much
this is gonna
responsibility
be
that
like
they can
double-edged sword. What you could
constantly
say is, hey,
criticize
Wait, but
say to your
it
wife, if
depends
I'm gonna buy
what the
this for
magnitude
200, I'll
right?
let you
What the
buy
magnitude matters.
the
For
new pair of
example,
shoes or
I
whatever
would
you've been looking at.
I would say that it is
That way you can entice her.
unreasonable. It is
Well,
unreasonable
she's
to
pregnant,
expect.
so she's gonna sit there and look at
Oh,
it
thank
as
you
you
for the
bought
follow.
this instead
Thank you for
of
follow. Who I
stuff
can't
for the
pronounce
baby.
that. Whatever.
I
Anyway,
think it's
I would say
a
it's
loose
from the
for
Chinese
colors,
letters.
brother.
I forgot how to read Chinese. Holy shit, dude! I need practice. The point is that I would argue that it is unreasonable, and I'm sure you would agree with me here. So, it is unreasonable to expect women content creators to wear makeup every single stream, and that is a bad should, right? Even though it is a ought, it is a bad ought. Does that make sense? You would agree with me on
Yeah,
that, right?
the same way I think it's bad that we expect them not to wear makeup or be sexual in any way.
Right, exactly. So, for example, if I am doing this every single day without any makeup,
Hi, ABS.
I'm sorry, no, sorry. If that is a ought, that is bad. Okay, all right, you get my point.
And
okay,
he's done.
you suck. All right, that is bad, right? However, I would say this, okay? If you are, if you are basically, all right, if you are basically being
It says
a
no.
total
It just
fucking
says
like, if I am basically, what am I doing? Let's just say, okay, just to put it in short, if I'm lav-looning it up, okay? If I am lav-looning it up, that automatically loads a bunch of things that I'm doing, okay? Just for
Yeah, but see, that's a really good example of my exact argument going awry. Like how my critique of this actually plays out. Because yes, we can all criticize Lav for the things she says and her behavior and lots of the stuff that she does. But there's always been an issue.
I don't know. I
mentioned this today, like it happens all over the place though. But that's one example.
I don't know if you heard that.
Lav
You
says
missed
some dumb
that.
shit, and she does some wild shit.
Where is it?
And then people take that and they
28
go,
minutes.
see, this is what's bad about
Something
women.
intimate was said between them.
Instead of just going, hey, Lav's just fucking loose.
So I would say this. I would say this. That.
Yeah, I don't
so,
think
so
you heard
ready,
that
so
one
here's my
right.
perspective.
I don't know if
I
you
would
heard it
say
right. 'Cause,
that
she said
these men.
play it back.
Okay. Also, hi, welcome to YouTube chat. For those
You
of
make
you guys who are
everything
tuning
fucking
in,
personal.
give me a subscribe, okay? I know
If
some of
I
you
made
guys
something
are
personal to you,
internet
that's
fans, but I
our
appreciate
business.
You guys, okay? The point is, all right. The point is that I would say that the people who are calling her, oh yeah, this is what proves about like, oh, women are terrible people, right? I would say that these guys have a obligation to learn that, oh yeah, women aren't because of this, like, and Laugh proves this. Obviously, that's not good. I would argue that's a sexist thing to say, and that's not good, right? However, I would also argue that doesn't mean that Lav is absolved of responsibility. I would argue that Lav has a lot of responsibility, and that Lav needs to not pull Lav things and use her status as a woman to fake Me Too people. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, and that's all I'm saying. That's literally all I'm saying.
I think the more power / maybe influence, not power, but I think the more influence you have, the more you can then sort of like put this responsibility on like individuals, especially like just in content creation. Sure, I think the bigger the audience and the more like viewers you have and blah blah blah, the more influence, the more you have to sort of like your responsibility meter reaches out further and further. But I think that what's happening is we're taking like an entire theme of streaming, like hot tub streaming, for example, or OnlyFans girls, and like that is just being like taken out really quickly, and you're avoiding all the other steps involved. And like even how much influence they have doesn't matter. It's just purely off the fact that they're an OnlyFans streamer, they're ruining the space for women. And it's like, I don't think they are. I think the problem doesn't lie with the streamer. I think it lies with the way people are like stereotyping and perceiving and then spreading that message.
So you ready? This is actually really complicated, but I'm not sure if
Yeah.
if like here's the thing, okay? There is a good conversation to be had where if a person it's fine for a person to be a hot tub streamer, and the hot tub streamer should not be harassed for being a hot tub streamer. I think people should be able to coom. We both agree on that, right? However, and people and obviously people should not harass
black men
very
unfiltered
obviously.
get their hands on this.
Well, I think they shouldn't harass the hot tub streamer because they're representing women badly. That's my point.
Sure, and I would agree with that, right?
He's gonna
But
know
here's
by
the
the end of today,
okay,
bro.
here's the thing.
You already know.
I would say that proportionality in how many hot tub streamers there are.
That was she was literally the
in
gatekeeper to
in
like holding people back.
proportionality to
Like she was literally the
female content
gatekeeper.
creators who do
Like we all
intellectual
supported him
content
with that whole
and
like it
other
was him and
types of
everybody
content
coming at
that
the
are
lot.
not humor related.
But man,
Does that make sense?
Yeah,
was
I
the literally
understand that,
gatekeeper.
but I think there's like
And there's something
and that's the
to
part
criticize.
like I was tripping out like bro,
You've
like I
immediately
get it.
separated them by
You know,
category,
whatever
but
moves
somehow
trying to
you're
make
lumping
with
them
Priscilla,
in under the same
get
bracket,
it,
and
but
the only
there was a
like
lot of
common
people
denominator
in
is the
line
fact that they're female, because
sticking
they're
up
not
for
doing the same
you,
kind of
trying to
entertainment.
be
They're
a
not addressing
friend
the
to
same kind of
you.
topics. They have nothing in common in
Like
terms of their
everything.
content
Like, I'm not
creation.
gonna
And instead of
fault Oz, she had a
criticizing
mistake
hot tub
too,
streaming
but
as a
the
content,
ultimate
like you
statement
can
is
call
how
it
you carry
lazy
yourself.
and
Everybody here is
capitalizing and
single.
potentially
You're the
exploitative,
only
but you should just
married
address that
Christian
the
man.
content is shit and not extrapolate
I
that
don't
out
know,
to
man.
and women are
She
there
was
for
like literally
like
the
shit. It's,
gatekeeper,
like it
like,
doesn't
yo,
need to
don't
go
fuck
that
with
far
Lot.
necessarily, and I think people make
No.
that leap.
My conclusion is not that
What's that?
women are shit, right? Obviously. But I'm not and here's the thing. They will think women are shit, right? And it's unfair for them to think that women are shit, right? But I'm saying that it is good to criticize the disproportionality of that just simply because of the fact that, hey, it does play into people's stereotypes of women being...
No, I'm gonna. That's where I just disagree with you saying it's because of that. I think that the proportionality of if you have a problem with the hot tub streaming as a proportionality thing, then you just have a problem with capitalism.
Sure, and I do have a critique of capitalism. That's fine, okay? And here's what I say in terms of supply and demand, okay? I do agree that there is a demand for Coomer shit, okay? There is a demand for Coomer shit. Okay, I agree. Which is why there is a supply of women to meet it. Alright? I agree with everything here, right? Because if there wasn't a bunch of hungry hippos, okay, to meet there, alright, there also wouldn't be a bunch of hungry hippo balls, okay, to go into their big fat mouths, okay? I agree with you, okay? Now,
Yeah,
with that being said, I have also no doubt that, okay, to put it simply, I just wish there was more women in Twitch both, okay? But that's number one, okay? But the way to put that more intellectually is this, is that I think that there should still be effort on women's part by women-led organizing to put women in more intellectual positions, and that needs to be effort and responsibility on women's parts and women's parts alone. Which is exactly why we do actually have these kinds of efforts in real life. Like, for example, you do have STEM-led women-only programs. You do have women-only engineering
What the
programs.
fuck was
You
that?
do have women-only everything
it's called a
programs.
loss.
Why do these exist? If everything you said was correct, these will have no reason for existing. So here's
No.
the thing. The truth is
have
that
you ever
there
just
is
like
a lot of
watched like
onus
like
that
I don't
is-
want to like throw
that
Saber
gives
on the
credence
bus. Well,
to my
actually on
argument.
top of the bus, he's
and
top
that
to you.
therefore my argument
Like watch
is
some other
correct.
people gameplay
That
to
is
see
wrong.
how
It's
they
really
how they,
not
like,
because you're
I
not
know,
addressing
yes,
the
you just
point
like-
here.
how to
I
beat
know
this
what you're
boss.
saying,
It's not
but
about
the
that.
like maybe a reason why there's not that many intellectual academic female
Twitch poll streamers,
I've
which
gotten
you'd like more of,
absurdly close
is because we get saddled
multiple
with this
times.
burden
Yeah,
of
yeah.
responsibility
It's pissing me the fuck
just
off.
for
Yesterday you
being
were-
women, and
Today
we
was the
therefore
closest.
shy away from stepping
today
up
was the
and like
closest. But you
taking
have-
on this added
but you haven't
unnecessary
beat
and
it.
unjustified responsibility as
No
representing
shit.
an entire group of people with
I'm actually-
vaginas, instead of just being able to get up,
Accent.
say what we would like to say,
Oh, wait,
the way that
Kango, you
we
haven't
want
beat
to
Owl
say it,
yet?
and it's just
No,
people
I'm gonna
see
fucking
us
kill
for
you,
having
Sarah.
our opinions and attack our opinions as opposed to attacking the way we look, the way our voice sounds, the way we're saying things, and then just the fact that we have
I'm
tits
literally
and a
gonna murder
pussy.
you, okay?
Like,
You're
that's the
going to
problem.
die.
So my problem is
If you're
this,
gonna do it, at least
is
play
that
into
it
your
comes
server's
down
meme.
to
Broke me.
some degree of laziness, okay? Because it seems like you want to have your cake and you eat it too,
But
right?
then you'd be roping
You
yourself.
want women
I want
to
to
be
kill
there
you.
presenting in bikinis,
Okay.
all right?
You're gonna have me
appealing to
rope
the
myself
Coomer-
with some sort of anime power.
appealing to the
That's-
Coomer audience,
Yeah.
right? Okay, so you want women to be appealing to the
You're a
Coomer audience,
victim.
right? But at the same time, you want people to take their opinions seriously, right? Now, people,
No, I want people.
Okay,
I want people
so-
to understand
Don't worry about it.
what
Apex got
people on a very. I would
Say,
like
but
people to get
this-
back down to some individual level
Yes,
shit
but
and stop
here's-
like
This is the anime
taking
talent
people
right
as
here.
part of
I would
groups.
kill myself.
And
Yes,
the
sure.
second thing I would
No,
like
I
is for
understand your
content.
argument. No. I do understand. Mantis, you know
Well, you
I
just
understand
said
your
you
argument.
want
No.
people to be able to go
No,
up
no,
and
because
get
you didn't let me
coomed on.
finish.
That's
Because
not
you
what
didn't
I'm
let me
saying.
finish. Because you didn't let me finish. Okay.
You know,
It's
you
because
could
you
always
didn't
have a
let me
Hitler.
finish, okay?
You could always do a Hitler. Hitler's been known to happen.
So
Shut up! Shut the
thing is-
fuck up!
okay, the thing is that I understand.
You know, I should
I
make a
understand where your
soundbite
pain
out
is
of Vosh when
is
he
that,
was during
oh my
that
God,
clip that was taken
women
out
get
of context when
sexualized
he was
all
going
the
after the
time,
online
and they
LGBTQ community.
Okay, I understand that.
That would be a good
okay?
soundbite.
But guess what? You do have to take it step by step if you don't want to play into people's biases. Because if you take it all the way to the extreme, people are obviously not going to take you seriously because biases are there for a reason, right? People are going to naturally play into their biases. Biases are unreasonable. They're unreasonable and they're there for a reason, right? So what I'm saying is,
It can't be unreasonable and there for a reason.
No, stop. What I'm saying is, wow, nice, good one there, debate bro. Okay. What I'm saying there is,
That's I'm used to it by now. Like even with
there
I'm
isn't
used to it by
enough
now.
effort
Like
for
what triggered me
women
with
on
her,
women's part in this
that
space
whole
to
she's
present
like
us
posing things like a grifter
non-sexual
thing, and
and
it
then
became
make
like a part
good
two, and Mantis
intellectual
came on and chewed
arguments
her ass out,
to
and I was
push
like,
harder
"God damn, I'm in love with,
to
Mantis, I don't
actually
even know it."
push further
Now
into
Mantis
this
got her
intellectual
a
space
secret man.
where it is actually
like,
mostly dominated by
"Hello,
men.
darkness,
Sure,
my old friend."
I agree. There's a lot of sexism. There's a lot of problems. I have complained about that multiple times, all the fucking time. All right. However, I
be
think
back.
that
His loss is actually
simply,
feeding my soul.
to some degree, women need to stop being fucking lazy. All right. I think we need to pull ourselves up by the bootstraps.
You know what
and
I hate
actually
even
make
more
a
than
good
this game?
effort to push
You,
forward
Draco.
in this space. All right.
I'm
It
sorry,
isn't
I'm a
like the
gamer at heart,
suffragette
man. I'm
movement.
sorry, this
didn't
is-
You're a
fucking sit
retard
around
at
and
heart,
do
okay?
nothing, right?
Fuck you.
They still fucking dress conservatively, right? They didn't suddenly take off their
Hey
clothes.
Kanko,
like,
if you
okay,
want,
right?
I could boot
They
up
pushed
No.
Sekiro
They were
and you could watch.
very well.
I can give you hints how to beat
and
him.
they
Shut
did
up.
it step by step. If you looked at, Martin Luther King's movement, they also did step by step. They were very well organized. They did very,
Me showing
very,
clips of, like, all gamers I used to, like, piss off.
various strategies that worked, right? And when it didn't work, they tried different strategies. They reorganized. And yeah, basically what I'm saying is, these pathetic arguments where it's everything like, oh, we have to ask men to do all the work to unwork their biases,
Speaking of
is
Sekiro,
simply
I
so
want to do
reductive
the
to the point
gauntlet
where
of
I find them
mortal
incredibly dismissive of the
death
whole issue.
because
If
it
this
makes
is
you
where the
to
issue
complete
starts
it. You
and
have to
ends,
fight every
I
single
don't
boss in
like
the
where
game
it starts and
without
Does that make sense?
without dying,
I
without
don't
losing.
I don't know what you're saying. I think
Yeah,
you're honestly just
I was
I
able
would
to
definitely
beat.
die because I would kill
You're
myself.
not saying any. You're not
What
addressing
part?
my
No.
points at all.
What part of it?
I know what you are saying. I know what
What
you are
part-
saying.
I-
but
Okay, now you
I'm
need
not
to
I
understand
saying.
what
think I should be able to beat it
I'm not
somewhat
saying-
easily. The problem
I'm
is
not.
the
I'm
the
not
demon of
saying that we
hatred.
need
I
to tell
still
men
hate
to
that
just not
boss.
have a bias. I think the problem also lies with people who take women streaming and say the entertainment aspect of the
No,
sphere,
he's an
like hot
optional
tub
end
streaming.
boss.
They have a
He's an
clearly
optional
different
end boss,
purpose,
and
and
in my
obviously
opinion, he's
if they're
harder than
walking
Ishin.
over to the fucking Twitch pole sphere and starting to talk and they get objectified, that makes total sense. You act like in a stereotypical like you want to be objectified, and then you come over here and you're complaining you're being objectified. That makes sense. What's happening here is people are like in the Twitch pole sphere complaining that people are seeing hot tub streamers and bringing that over and putting that on
But
them
you're required
when they're
to
not
beat,
doing any
beat
of that stuff.
optional
They're barely
bosses
they
in
put on a
the
little bit of makeup
Gauntlet
and they
of
wear
Strength
something
if you
nice
wanna
and then
beat the
suddenly they're massively objectified and they're blaming women in hot tub spaces for this objectification. I think the objectification of like these women over in this completely different entertainment sphere of the platform over into this one is the problem, and I don't think that these women in Twitch poll need to be looking at the women over there and criticizing them for doing exactly the content that they planned on doing. I think the problem is the extrapolation of objectification into this sphere for absolutely no reasonable reason.
Okay, I can address that. But after this one last point, we can begin to bring it. So, when people criticize the porn industry, and especially the porn industry, especially if they're not involved with the porn industry, and how people objectify women because of the porn industry, what do you tell them then? What is the difference here?
I think it's perfectly reasonable to objectify a porn star.
Sure,
It's
that's
not
true.
reasonable
It's
to
fine to
take
objectify.
porn.
Wait.
No, hang on. Let me finish my point. No. I'm not finished.
Oh, Mantis.
It's perfectly reasonable to objectify a porn star. The issue is when they take porn and they start doing it in reality on every woman.
I'm fine with objectifying porn stars. Me too. That's fantastic, Mantis. We don't disagree there, okay? But you don't just get to take a point that we agree with and pretend like that's the point, okay? All right, so let's.
I made the second point.
Okay, so let's get to the real point.
Address the
Okay,
second
let's
point.
get to the real
Address
point
the
here,
second
Mantis,
point.
without weaseling around. Okay, so the real point here, okay, is that there are probably a good fucking number of feminists out there who criticize the porn industry for objectifying women. Okay, even though these same feminists are not working in the porn industry themselves, and probably not even working in industries that are even related to entertainment or to, like, you know, the porn industry in general, would you then say to these same people that, yeah, the porn industry is so influential and presents like women in the worst ways, right? That these women are like the objectification of these women and porn stars, like, yeah, sure, they have a choice at some point, right? Because they're making bank, right? So, at some point, that they are contributing to a bad
I just
view
want to
of
shout
women.
so many
And there's
slurs.
some onus on the industry as a whole.
No.
As long as they're not the incorrect
stand-
ones.
I want
right
to shout
ahead.
every single one of them.
I disagree. I think the problem isn't the porn. The problem is the way people don't know how to separate porn from women in reality. That's the problem. The porn stars don't have a responsibility to represent all women around the world. They have a responsibility to be good fucking porn stars and be objectifiable.
Do you realize that I don't disagree with that?
Well then, no. So here's like the main.
Do you realize
we don't
I
have
don't
to talk
disagree
about
with that?
Yes,
Okay.
I know you don't disagree with that. I know I'm right. So the problem here's what my
you
issue
are
with the
wrong
whole-
and right, both to different degrees. Okay, but
yes,
sure.
because I am saying that there is an effect. There is an effect of this sort of thing. There is an effect that hot tub streams have on blah 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 blah. But I don't think that that effect needs to be exaggerated by the exact people who don't like that effect. Like, and that's what's happening in this space, because everyone in this space I've noticed, and you can talk about, we can get out of just the women thing and the objectification thing, and we can move on to a million different things, where I think what happens in this space a lot is people look at someone, they they create a label, they chuck it on them, they categorize them, put them in that little box, and make them responsible for things that they have not signed up for, just off the back of the fact that they have immutable characteristics. Ninetales is a really good example of someone who constantly wants to turn it into group thing.
Wait, hold on. Mantis, did I make a prescription? Did I make a prescription where I say to shame an individual for this?
Did you not say that at the beginning that it's perfectly reasonable?
I think that an individual who belongs in this group has an ought where they should be cognizant of these things, right?
So what's your prescription in order to do that?
The prescription
Shame
for
them or encourage them?
No,
or...
obviously no. Okay, did I say anything along the lines of shaming them at all? Was that my prescription?
What's the prescription?
The prescription is for them to be cognizant, right?
That didn't make any sense.
For them to not act lavloon. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I just disagree.
I think that's ridiculous. Thank you.
Thank you. And that is that. I think like this whole the main reason I'm pointing this out is
because then at this point you're allowing people like lavloon to exist without any responsibility.
No.
Being
Listen,
put onto them.
I think you can criticize lavloon but for different reasons. Not because she represents women and she's doing women a bad thing by talking out of her ass.
I would say that lavloon makes women look bad.
Okay, but I think it would be more productive.
And I can't believe you're not willing to concede to that. It's ridiculous.
I think it would be more productive to talk about like her fucking stupid arguments and her lying and her actual behavior itself, and not pile that onto this is like what women are. This is a bad example of women because all the things she does is what she does is bad. If anybody did it, why does it have to be she's a representative of vaginas, people who have vaginas, or anybody, any women?
Okay. It's more, my argument focuses more on the optics, right? Does that make sense?
Yeah, we can talk about optics any day.
And I think the optics are important, okay? That's all I'm saying, right? Does that make sense? And I see people mauling in chat, I don't care, okay?
I think that what we're really disagreeing on is just the degree. And I think that there's like a perception thing that's going wrong here. I think that actually a lot of the onus doesn't lie on the content creator. I think a lot of the onus lies on like this other like toxic rhetoric that happens around it. I think that we put too much responsibility on people to adhere to their groups. And I think that's a massive, massive problem in this like sphere, and especially on the left, if I have to name a group.
Wait,
I think when you talk to people...
I don't disagree with you there, okay? I think the vast majority of the onus... No.
I'm kidding.
It's because you literally said, like, for example, the laugh part, right? I think to some degree, there is a responsibility for laugh, right? But you don't think so in regards to women, not in regards to general mistakes, right?
But why? Because men and women can be manipulative. It's just bad behavior.
Okay.
They can
so
all lie.
For example, if Lav pulls a laugh, okay, and a man who grows up with the biases, okay, if a man grows up with the biases of
I don't care.
like against women, okay, all right.
The bias is the problem, not her.
Sees the lab with the lab things happening. Can you really blame that man for like seeing that happening and then like whatever? I would say then that lab is playing into that bias and that's not good.
No.
What?
I think the bias is the problem, and by saying we know these biases exist, therefore we have to pander to them is the problem.
Oh my god.
Yes, don't pander to that shit. No, you're not elevating people.
Is the problem. Do you recognize?
I'm trying to get.
You're representing.
No. I'm trying to get people to like elevate and not operate on a bias pandering level, and you're telling people that they should pander to the bias. Should.
Do you think I'm asking people to basically literally police themselves 24/7 all the fucking time? Do you think I'm asking for that?
No, but you are telling them to
do you
do
think
it.
I'm asking for George Orwell 1984 people?
You're telling them to do so to a degree at the expense of individuality.
That is crazy. I have never advocated to the degree of sacrificing their fucking individuality, and you know that.
I think that's what the consequences to this kind of tactic. Yeah,
So
I think it sacrifices individuality.
Okay. So if
and we live in the West, baby.
Okay, let's take
space.
Lavloon, for example, okay?
What the
so
fuck?
if fucking Lavloon sacrifices her individuality, all right? If she sacrifices her individuality, so if she doesn't get to perform Lavloon shit anymore, and she sacrifices her
I don't get how it is as
maybe
I wake
that's a
up
fucking
and
problem
I'm
with
listening to this
Lavloon and
podcast
her
or the stream
individual
rather,
personality as a
and Mance is the
person.
one making sense and Food Shop's
shit,
like,
You can tell Lavloon
I don't know what to
to
tell
fuck
you.
off.
yeah,
You
the
can tell her
problem
to
with
fuck
Lav
off
isn't that
because
Lav
she's
is a piece of
shitty
shit.
person.
The
You don't
problem with Lav is
understand.
that
Lavloon represents
Bad.
all
Hold on.
women, and
Yeah, it's like,
women are
what the
manipulated
fuck?
little
Hold
bitches.
on, but that
Oh
doesn't
my God.
fucking remove from the fact, right?
Is there
Doesn't
something I'm
remove
missing
from the
here?
fact That
I
again,
don't know.
No,
that
you're
again,
spot
right?
on.
I don't
What?
get it either.
It's just not good when it plays into
Is Food
people's
Shops
biases
like
Having a
does Food Shops
brain
wake up and
thing?
decide?
I think
Yeah,
if
is this
you're
like
taking
Food Shops woke up and said, "I'm gonna be
stereotypes
like
and you're
slightly
playing
misogynistic
into them,
today,"
I think
like,
especially if
As
I
a-
would
as a
argue
joke.
she probably knows at this point that it plays into people's stereotypes about women. Like she's probably
Honestly,
cognizant of
I'm
that
confused.
at this point.
I'm fucking lost.
But she just
Yep,
doesn't give a
okay.
fuck. All right, that's it. She doesn't really give a fuck about anything.
Yeah, I think a lot of
I feel like occasionally
hot tub streamers playing
Food
to the
Shop just
stereotypes,
says
but that
things.
is the aim of that kind of content.
That's
Which
the
is
steel
why I
man.
wouldn't ever
What?
blame them on the individual
You think
level.
she
I would
says
just
things
blame
to
them as a
sometimes
whole.
just
The
to
reason-
steel
industry.
man?
The reason,
right?
the reason you can more readily
she does do that
criticize Lav
occasionally,
for
but
playing
usually she
into
announces
female
that. I don't know if this
stereotypes.
is the
I'm not
case
sure
though.
how
She's
she
really
does. She does
passionate
it
Because
about it.
she's an
sometimes, but-
extreme example.
Yeah.
Do you realize how I bring up extreme examples and not like the norm
How does
where
she
people
play-
just simply
Stop
don't put
interrupting
on
me!
makeup? Okay, all right.
Jesus, how does Lavloon play into the stereotype of being a woman?
When people think women are manipulative, sniving, conniving cunts, and Lav is
Wow,
being
funny. I
manipulative.
click on my YouTube
She's playing
homepage
into
and
that. That's it.
Lav is the first thing.
I don't think she's
next
playing
to
into anything.
my
I think she
stream.
just is, and I don't think she even
And
realizes
she
how
is.
manipulative
Damn.
she is.
And it to me it doesn't
This
matter. She should be
Destiny
more
reacts to
cognizant of
Lav
that.
when
That's her
going nuclear
responsibility.
item.
Too bad.
Full
As a
reaction,
content creator,
Nebraska
right?
Steve.
Whatever.
Yeah, I'm not looking to
There's 40
Lav to
people watching
represent
Food
all
Shop
women,
stream
but
right
I know
now.
a lot of
Jesus
people
Christ.
do. That's the problem. I also like.
That's high numbers for her.
Yeah,
The
I think
onus-
there's people
the
in the
onus is
waiting
less-
room,
the
especially
onus is-
Power,
Probably
who
got
wants
rated.
to talk
That's
about.
how it usually happens,
The onus
but
is
it might also be
less-
because
the
Lav
onus
is a
is
hot topic
less
right now, and Food
if
Shops
you're
is
just a
hitting that.
regular ass person. That is definitely way
True.
less, right? But the onus is still a little bit.
Want to hear a secret?
Yeah,
However-
I have
What?
from the very beginning
I,
said I do not
scheduled
disagree
Lav
with the
for
fact,
the next
especially
episode
with
of
the
Kick or
more
Keep.
influence you have, the more responsibility you probably need to adopt. I agree
Monday
with
the
that.
20th. She's gonna be on.
Please tell me you're gonna use that per kick or keep
Okay,
question.
Fortune Dragons, everybody.
Absolutely.
Okay, we're looping.
Okay.
Okay.
We loop.
Welcome.
Hello?
Oh.
Hi.
Hello, humans.
I think Saber and Saber's just gonna chill, right?
Probably, yeah.
Wait, where's Jenny? I want Jenny in here because with this argument, like this is how I can also justify, like to some degree, transgender people also need to practice their voices and present feminine and shit like that. I think there can also be an argument to be made there, but whatever. I just don't care anymore.
Yeah, but do they
Jenny would be a great addition to this argument to this, you know.
She's in the waiting room.
I'm gonna ask
I
Food
think-
Shops a simple question, right?
Oh great.
Do you
Hello, can you hear me?
Hi.
what is it you're smoking today, Food Shops? I don't get it. You're making some really
What do you mean
bad-
smoking? What? It's almost as if I'm an individual who doesn't fucking follow some fucking
you're making us
content creator like
terms of
President
that.
Sunday.
Listen.
Wow,
You're
it's
making us
almost
terms
as if
You're just
it's
a fucking conservative.
Okay, wow. It's almost as if I'm not a President
wrong.
Sunday. Oh, wow. It's almost as if I'm not a President Sunday super fan who sucks his dick and then follows every single one of his opinions. It's almost as if I'm an independent content creator who has my own opinions.
Today
Wow.
you're sucking
Almost
Joe
as that's the case.
Rogan's dick.
Can I ask you one quick question before Power jumps in? Do you, as a content creator, Foods, do you want to be seen as the representative of all trans people, Asian trans people in particular?
Did I ever say representative of all trans people or any group of people who is discriminated against in
It's
any
a
of my arguments?
question. It's a valid question.
That's the point.
The
That's
answer
the
is
entire
no.
point of my...
The answer is no, but that was never my argument.
Okay.
So thanks for listening to my argument.
Then you and Mantis kind of agree then.
Yeah, like why is
that was never my argument.
He's pretending to disagree.
I do kind of disagree a little bit though.
If that was your takeaway, then you miss my entire argument, right? Because my argument has always been a little bit of onus, right? It to some degree of onus, not the full onus, right? A representation, especially if you're talking about a representative, is the full representation. Does that make sense?
Is anyone here
So you agree?
in defense of Lav?
You're
Seriously.
talking about full representation,
Yeah,
right?
I am. You know what? I love crazy bitches. Okay.
Oh my god.
No, I'm going to defend women and say Lav doesn't represent all of us. That's what I'm going to say.
Okay. Anyone here think that Lav is like a decent person at this point? Does anyone here? I'm just curious.
No.
Except maybe Kankle
Food
more. I
Jobs.
don't know where he
Food
stands.
Jobs. We both saw what happened today. Okay. I'm sure you saw what happened today.
Yeah, she said she wanted to fuck kids and dogs. I don't care.
No, in the server.
You mean other than that? There's
Do
always
you
something
see her
happening on
going?
that every day. I don't care.
Do you see her going at somebody? Calling on
I
the
saw her
F
going
slur
at
in the server.
Dude, I don't care. She's always pulling some dumb
nutty.
shit like that to get attention.
It's just
I don't care.
Yeah. Let's not make this about her.
Private.
She's a good example, but
like,
we can move
so-
on from her.
Yeah, but the thing is though, it's like, why would Lav or any one woman be considered representative of all women? Okay, if you don't want to use the term representative of all women, why do you think that would be like an optics L for women everywhere? Why isn't it just an optics L for the person? Exactly. I just don't get this argument. So it's crazy. I just don't understand it, Food Shops. You're just kind of off base with this one.
Okay, it's an optics L because
It's not off base.
No. It's an optics L because there's not much woman in this space, so obviously representation, slice of pie matters, right? The reason why we don't really blame white men specifically is because there's so much white men to the point where, okay, if somebody makes a mistake, we're going like, oh wait, there's so much other white men that the slice of pie is like much more whatever. So if there's a missing slice of pie, you don't really notice that a slice of pie is missing, okay? However, with Lav, she takes up a lot of attention in terms of like female stuff. So if she fucks up, then people are gonna be like, wait a second, woman in this space, Lav, holy fuck, this plays into my biases because I never go outside and don't see any women in real life. Okay?
so-
That's all I'm fucking saying. Holy fuck.
So here's a
obviously there's
question.
some onus on content creators who are women in this space.
I
That's
think
all
you're
I'm fucking
half right.
What's going on,
Yeah,
everybody?
look,
I just came back.
No, she's not
Half right. No. Let me explain. Because I think like when there's such a small like number of like women in like on Twitch or whatever, they all sort of group themselves together as the women of Twitch. You know what I mean? So they are like self-ascribing like as this special group on Twitch, and then one of them fucks up and it's like they're a representative of this group that they created. It's not like they're just women that happen to be on Twitch. It's they represent themselves as women on Twitch because we are rare, we are representing women. Like that's the point of
I have a problem with that too.
I do too.
I don't think people should be representing. I don't like this group thing that everybody does because I think if you're coming on to do you're within, everyone has a group they belong to. If we want to go intersectionality on this shit, we can go intersectionality, but I think it's fucking stupid because the majority of the time you need to put things into context and into their like spaces. Like if you're in Twitch poll, focus on Twitch poll. I can call out someone as being responsible for advocating for a position, doing it well, factually, factually with evidence and stuff, happy to criticize someone who comes into Twitch poll, espouses all of these like ideological like viewpoints and political stances, and then has nothing to back it up. That's one kind of criticism. But I'm not going to go, and because you're a male who's black, you're therefore making men and black people all over the world look shit because of your shit takes in politics.
Yeah. Also, it's also like we're kind of justifying things like 1350 now with this kind of shit because it's like, oh yeah, black people do commit a lot of crimes. I guess that's how we have to look at them.
Oh, fuck it. I'll say it. You know what? Black people shouldn't commit crimes. What the fuck? Yeah, that's crazy. Crazy, isn't it? People shouldn't commit crimes in general. Okay, that's crazy, bro.
That's not you're not listening.
Oh my god.
You're listening, Food Shops. Of course, people shouldn't commit crimes,
triggered here.
black people.
Unless they're drug crimes, definitely commit drug crimes.
Okay.
I'm not feeling triggered. I'm just annoyed that
You agree to some degree. Jenny, you agree to some degree, right? Like, I want to hear what you have to say.
With what? Sorry.
With like that there is some responsibility to a group.
My point is that stuff that gets left out of this conversation is the fact that human beings are basically just pattern recognition machines. So of course, if we see a certain type of behavior repeated multiple times among a certain group, we're going to form an opinion of that group. It's not necessarily a conscious process or something that you can overcome by just being like more of a logic brain, whatever kind of person.
That's literally how that works. If you actually
it is exactly how it works.
Yeah, if you're
it's called critical thinking.
Do you actually think you can overcome every single subconscious bias you have? Do you think that's possible for a human
I don't think you can overcome the bias. In terms of like you can't just not have it; it never happens or whatever. But I think you can absolutely critically think your way out of falling into your biases constantly. And I definitely think that you can integrate things better.
Yeah, like otherwise, why do we have arguments about anything? Everyone's just gonna be biased towards our own positions anyway, so we may as well just
why do I care
stop
what
doing
any
this
of you guys
and go play D&D. You know,
biases are not absolute. It's not like something that will always cause you to have a certain view of something. It's something that will inform your view.
This is just laziness.
It's funny
you guys
because
just don't want any responsibility. You guys just
no,
want everything for yourself.
that's not what I said. I said there is some level of responsibility. I just think that there's a lot of unjustified. No, I didn't. I never. I said that from the very beginning, and I said that there's a lot of. It's super derogatory. That's the problem. It supersedes the level that is actually justifiable, and it becomes unjustifiable to a degree. It becomes a burden that is actually like it's like what I was saying to Wick earlier. This whole like you therefore represent an entire group and therefore you should feel guilty when that group comes off looking X way. It's like this collective guilt thing that I think is absolutely unrealistic. I think if you bring things back down and you try and eliminate biases as much as possible, you try and see people as individuals, start from there, and then you can extrapolate out after doing the critical analysis. You don't start from the group and then try and weasel your way back down to an individual. It's inappropriate.
Yeah, but you're asking a biased person to be unbiased, which is impossible.
Yes, I'm asking people to elevate themselves. I'm asking people to be better.
As
yes,
some people are fucking retarded.
It's not.
But...
You cannot get rid of a bias, but you can be cognizant of a bias. Does that make sense?
Yes. If you can be aware of your bias, you can change the way you approach people and view people.
It would be unreasonable to assume every single person could be cognizant of their bias. Does that make sense?
I don't think I'm not arguing for every single person. I'm arguing for there to be.
You have to assume that. Because that's the span that we're talking about. Because when you're a content creator, it's every single person that's going to be judging you, not just individual people.
No, I'm not asking for every single person, but I'm asking for more encouragement for people to maybe address the bias instead of it like slandering the fucking content creator for doing a specific kind of content and like burdening them with this responsibility instead of handing over some individual responsibility to viewers. Everyone has responsibility for themselves, and I think people like go too far away and they start lumping people into these ridiculous groups and then saying we can't do it, it's unovercomable, and therefore the problem's just going to exist. We have to can to do it.
Mantis, what is easier? Changing a tiny bit to not be fucking insane for the content creator versus changing the minds of every single fucking 10,000 viewers so then their biases can be recognized and whatever the fuck. Which one is easier? Which one is easier, Mantis? No.
This is so cool that we can curse to try to make a point.
let me answer. It's literally why you get people in university to develop critical thinking skills. That's what you learn at university. It's what we try and get children to learn before they go out into the real world, so they don't walk around just going into their little echo chambers. And the problem is everything exacerbates echo chambers and encourages this sort of shit. And that's what's happening now with this kind of rhetoric. You're placing responsibility on people that shouldn't have to take that responsibility. You should be teaching people to be more critically analytical people.
And that's exactly why, and again, and this is exactly why we have programs where people also encourage, like especially minorities, encourage other minorities to be entering, you know, STEM fields, engineering fields, and etc., pushed by other minorities. Okay,
it's not the same thing. Your point is fucking pointless.
It's exactly the same thing because
absolutely
there needs to be to some degree. There needs to be some degree of personal responsibility on the minority's part.
You aren't going to change human nature.
Human nature doesn't exist.
Okay, no, that's another argument entirely. Don't fucking derail this.
Shut the fuck up.
I'm not derail. She brought it up. She opened the door. I'm gonna respond.
Did she just throw her PlayStation controller? Is that a PlayStation controller?
Here.
So what you're doing here, and I think it's sad because I have more faith in humanity.
Yeah, it's cheap.
What you're doing is saying, well, this is just the way it is. Therefore, there's nothing we can do about it.
I'm putting prescriptions on it. Okay, all right.
No, she's saying Jenny's doing that with the human nature argument.
Yeah,
so it's a really bad argument.
Wait, Jenny, what's your opinion? I don't know. Okay, I need to take a break.
We heard her.
What's my opinion on what?
I don't know. What's your opinion? I guess in general. I don't know. What's your take on it?
I kind of gave it earlier. Like, I think I think that we should try and challenge our biases, but we should also accept that to some extent they're just always going to exist, and you're never going to fully be able to get rid of them.
I agree.
I agree that they exist, and that to some degree you're never going to get.
What Mantis was in the middle of.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So,
and to be fair, Food Shop did say she was going to take a break from engaging.
Okay. No. Power can ask. It's fine. I don't care. I'm on the panel.
Just go first, please.
I don't give a fuck.
Come on.
Go ahead.
Me?
Yeah,
okay.
Go first.
I was saying I understand that there are biases, and that's human nature, and that like lumping people into groups and seeing people as like a sum of like a huge sum instead of like who they actually are right in front of you as individuals, which is the benefit we have in the West of being more individualistic, which I think is good. I just don't agree with the degree to which we force people to take on a responsibility that they didn't necessarily sign up for. It to the degree, and I'm saying if you have a lot of influence, there's a difference there. Like if you have a lot of influence, you have more responsibility that you should and like hopefully do adopt. But I'm saying we do this to just to anyone.
Could you give like an example of a responsibility that you think is given or that is forced upon people that is unfair in this way?
I mean, I've been giving one in particular this whole time. We can still tap onto this one.
I joined this conversation like partway through.
Okay, so like the main one we've been talking about this whole time is the fact that like, okay, let's say I get up and I talk on a panel in Twitch poll, and I'm therefore representing all women.
That's not like a responsibility that's forced upon you, though.
Yeah, it is, because today we were having a conversation, and this all started from a thing I had on Wix panel where they were saying, yeah, to some degree, content creators or whatever, just off the fact that they're women in spaces, have to represent, like, should do a better job of representing women.
Okay, that's not actually answering my question. My question was a specific example of a responsibility that is forced upon somebody, like a group, by other people. So an example that I might give,
like, just because I'm a woman, I therefore have responsibility over all women to represent them. Okay, that is a responsibility forced upon me when I didn't accept that. I'm just a woman saying something about politics. That's literally a responsibility that's forced upon me just because I happen to be a woman.
Yeah, basically, Mantis has to behave in a certain way that men are deciding that Mantis should behave in order for like her
make women look better.
Yeah, that's basically what this comes down to. Like, And that leads to the question I have for food shops. How should men respond to women being perceived as lav, basically?
Obviously, they should go like, oh yeah, this doesn't fucking represent all women.
Then why the fuck are we arguing anything? You agree with us then?
No, because you guys are missing the entire point.
Did she just cross her eyes?
The point is literally that the people that are being discriminated against, I literally, in the same thing said discriminated against, so literally in that same definition, I already agree that they are discriminated against, right? By definition, okay? So, the people discriminated against still have a responsibility. That's the entire disagreement, okay?
Hold on, time out.
What
Can I jump in?
responsibility do they have?
Thank you. That's a good question. That was my question.
Oh my god, did you guys miss the entire debate? Do I have to reiterate everything again? Like
Yes,
what is
because-
happening?
Oh, time out.
Yeah,
Time out.
because
Time out.
in-
Yes, you actually do because you had food. You had Mantis in here for like gotten there how long? And we
Okay,
was
were
in
you
here
guys not
waiting.
watching the entire time? I don't know if you guys were genuinely watching or not.
I was.
You're just not good at making points because in one breath you're saying that you
Because
don't
I
think
was
that it's
leading you
fair.
down this path, okay?
No, I'm talking about just in this last few minutes. Like in one
Basically,
breath,
not to pull a lab loon. That was basically
Yeah,
the thing.
but
It was
why?
more because it would be playing into men's biases about women being snakes.
Okay, so a woman's not allowed. Okay, so I'm not allowed to yell on a panel because it's playing into men's bias of women being shrill and loud and opinionated.
I would say that standard of expectation is way too high.
Okay,
okay,
so
but I would say
no. Hold on. So okay, if that's the case, then why you did the yelling and cursing for the 20 minutes?
What?
No, like I said, the expectation is way too high, so I wouldn't put that onus on a woman.
But you just did it. You just did an example.
Wait, does that make sense? I
So
would say, again, like I said, I'm fine with that. But like I said, my threshold is Lav Loon. Does that make sense?
Okay,
Holy
so
shit.
here's
Were you
the thing.
listening? You fucking retard? Holy shit.
Okay, here's the thing. Your threshold, I think my threshold is a lot different to a lot of people in this space's threshold because I don't assign.
Out my fucking time now.
Shut the fuck up, Grape.
I don't assign people, like, if somebody comes into this space and acts like a cock, I'm going to think that that person is a cock. I'm not going to think all people who look like that person, who are white or black, or who are from, like, Israel or Palestine, are therefore cocks. That's not what I do because I'm a grown-ass fucking person with critical thinking skills, and that's what I think we should
walks like a cock, talks like a cock.
You actually think you're immune to unconscious bias, don't you?
No, I absolutely have it,
You
but
clearly do,
I try.
your whole statement just said
Jenny.
you're immune to unconscious bias. You
Jenny,
said
no,
that you
no,
behave like
no.
that because you're a grown-ass adult.
No, I absolutely have it, but being aware of it is the first step. Just like everything, becoming aware of most of the things and biases that you have is the first step, and they're therefore not like encouraging that shit to happen. So it happens. Everybody makes mistakes. Everybody does this. Everyone has biases. But my issue is when the rhetoric, which was what we were talking about today, is to put the onus on the individual standing there just doing their content instead of telling other people maybe you should develop some critical thinking skills, and this wouldn't keep happening all the time.
It's not one or the other, it's both.
It can be both. The degree to which is where I have an issue. I think the degree to which we put this responsibility on is more of a burden than it needs to be.
Yeah, but wasn't Food Shop saying that just because if you are female and you're a
I'm just
content creator,
asking
you
for
have-
people to not be Lav Loon. That's all I'm
Just
saying.
then why
Can I
can't they
finish
blame
talking?
all women
Can I
for what
finish
Lav
talking?
does? That's the thing that's weird.
Yeah. I don't care.
I don't know. You just cut me off. So go ahead.
Seba, I don't know if you're listening on my
I'm a
stream
Google
as well.
Lab Loon, by the way.
No, go ahead.
I
Go ahead. How about you go ahead, you fucking retard? Go.
I am
Jesus Christ.
pausing that
I'm Googling
while we're here. I will
Look,
go
spoke
back
earlier.
and
Emma-
break
Power, go ahead.
from Owl.
Emma kind of gets where I'm coming from, where
How's
I
it going,
just
Astra?
it's really just a
How are
degree
ya?
to it, and I don't like a lot of the times it comes across as, and there's a difference between responsibility and obligation, but I think they tend to go hand in hand. And I think that when we keep telling people in these spaces that they owe it to this bigger group to be better, so they represent the group better, and I just think a lot of the time it's unjustified, and I think it's unreasonable, and I think that needs to change. Like making people do this unreasonable thing needs to change more than like them fitting into these boxes
Astra,
better.
you taking my fucking line? Damn.
Also, sorry to cut you off, Great Pill. You can if you had something to say, go ahead.
You good, bro. I got cut off, so I threw my thoughts off because second time somebody just called me a retard. So you all good, man.
Okay.
Based.
Yeah.
I think that I'll sum it up like this. I think that I owe it to myself to be a good person and nobody else. Like, I'm not responsible for like all white people, all women, all trans people, whatever. That's not a thing. Okay. Like, I'm not gonna be like, oh yeah, I'm here on the stream and they're yeah. Okay. I'm like how many months on estrogen? Yeah, I know my voice is like very deep and all that, and voice training is not
that's
easy.
That's not the topic.
Yeah.
Fine. We're not going. Yeah, that's not a topic.
Yeah. But yeah, like I don't. It just if I do something that's not a representative of the entire group of people of whatever groups you want to put me a part of. And
what do you mean by that?
I think I'm. What do you think I mean?
You don't really have a choice. You are representative to some extent.
No.
You're literally encouraging bigotry. You realize that when you say that you are and you should be.
I literally don't fucking care about anything like that. I don't give a shit.
So you're cool with being
encouraging bigotry. I think that's
the consequence.
I'm curious to know, Jenny, does that justify your own bigotry?
My own bigotry. And what bigotry would that be?
Well, you do have a lot of takes that are like yikesy, like the whole non-binary people don't exist.
Yeah, I don't really believe in the concept of non-binary gender. I don't really care.
Okay, before this devolves into like another 5-hour panel on non-binary people, like for Jenny and food shops, like you guys talk about how like, well, we're just acknowledging reality and like people will judge you like as like a representative of all women if you're a woman. Like that is true, but like just because that's gonna happen doesn't mean that you should act differently because of it, right?
Hold on. I find it
but me and food shops have both said that there is, of course, some responsibility for people to try and deal with their own biases.
No, I mean, like, yes,
Yeah,
there
but
is
typically
the responsibility exists, but that's solely on them. That's the thing you're missing here. It's not like on me to make sure that, oh yeah, I got to make sure all the sexist pigs out there don't act like sexist pigs. That's like, why would you hoist the responsibility of all these other people, of all this other group onto me?
I think you just heard the exact opposite of what I said.
All right, repeat it. Maybe I missed something here.
Okay, what I said is me and food shops have both acknowledged that it is important for people to deal with their own biases.
Okay.
No, but I'm not talking about people dealing with their own biases. I mean, like, as a woman, you shouldn't behave in a way that other than what you would normally do because you're like, well, I'll make women look bad. Like, you should just do whatever you would usually do.
Exactly.
Well, generally, yeah. Pretty much.
Okay, then what's even the disagreement?
Yeah, there's no disagreement there because
What's
that's
more
my
like
exact.
you shouldn't be a fucking a lot of the prescriptions is you probably shouldn't be a fucking shitty ass person. Like, because you know the onus will make your like the onus is that like, okay, if you fucking mess up, it will make like the rest of your people look bad.
Okay, I'm gonna step in here because I do have
being
a
cognizant of that is important.
I have a hot take with this whole like you shouldn't be a shitty person thing. While I would encourage people not to be shitty people, obviously it's a better way to be, right? I can't exactly say that you have a responsibility to be nice. You just don't. I could be a piece of shit. I can. I don't
Yeah,
have a
like me being
responsibility to be nice.
That's fine. Then
She has
everybody,
complained, yeah.
then do you know what they're gonna say? They're gonna say, "Oh, woman being piece of shit. I guess all women is like this."
Yeah,
No.
and then
Says
I'm gonna
that.
say, get fucked. I don't care what you think about women. What you're doing is the problem. You're extrapolating me as a piece of shit person onto
Yeah,
all women. That's a you
but
thing,
you know,
not a
out
me
of
thing.
Sorry, I
1,000
just
men,
read
no,
all
but
this
it's not on
answers.
an individual level. To an individual,
like,
sure, we
should
can say that to an
women be
individual,
held
right? Because to
responsible?
an individual, I would go hard against them. I would go like, "Are you
Or
sure?
should like
Are you
yeah,
sure that it's not your
should
own biases
women
that
be
are playing
held
into it?" But
responsible
obviously,
for
to
the actions of
1,000 men
one
out
woman?
there, right? To
Like on
1,000
Twitch,
men out
like
there,
when
what percentage of that
um,
Fuck those
1,000
guys.
men?
How'd you come up
like
with that?
Rick had a
No, no, no,
panel.
no.
Yeah, it was
What
like
percentage
Mantis went
of
on,
that
and it was like
1,000 men,
she went on and
right,
she was like,
are going to be
if
going
like one woman fucks
you
up
know
on
what? My
Twitch,
biases are
we
going to be
shouldn't be
played into. Oh
saying
no, I
how
can separate
can
my
women
biases. You don't
do
know that,
better
okay?
on Twitch?
And that's part of the decisions you have to make as a content creator.
And then,
That's the
like,
point.
Yeah, and
women that
what
do,
you do
like,
with those
hot tub
people
shit
if they
shouldn't-
come along and they're gonna do dumb shit
shouldn't,
like that.
like,
If you want a good community, you just kick them out. They can go do dumb
so
shit somewhere
negatively.
else.
Space.
No, but then
the
I would
streaming
then,
career
and maybe we
of
can disagree
women
on this,
that
is
don't
that then I would
fucking
argue, hey, by the
do that
way,
type of
it's
stuff.
probably good that we can all make a better platform together, okay? But you know what? You can probably disagree with that. I don't
Why
care.
would I want to do
Why
that?
is the onus on
Why would I
content
want to do that? That
creators?
person piece of shit. Yeah. Why would I want to do that? That person piece of shit. I literally have, was it 47% of female supporters on
Okay,
my channel.
fantastic, fantastic. So you don't want to make a better platform for women. You want women to be continue to be treated like fucking shit. That's
Okay,
fantastic.
now you're not listening to what I said.
No,
I
but
said I
that's
went-
ultimately where your prescription leads to, right? That's ultimately where you're
prescription is
saying.
no. My prescription is to make it a better platform for both sex if they choose to come to my platform.
No responsibility on women.
13%.
I get you.
My percentage was 13 to 10% at the very beginning. So I made it a point to make it more even as possible to try to get it up to more women because I understand when it becomes more male dominated, it becomes a little bit more of an issue.
Food shops, what should women do?
Yeah, since you got all the answers.
Be more cognizant. Don't be like Lavloon. That's it. That's my answer.
That's so vague. That's like, what does "don't be like Lavloon" mean? Like, just don't make fake rape accusations? Like, yeah, we got that covered, most of us, right?
Obviously, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm just saying it's more like it's probably more like where do we assign the responsibility, right? It's probably where we differ on the opinion.
The question is, like, how much responsibility is justifiable, and where is it justifiably assigned? Because I think we put a lot of responsibility on content creators to rein in their like degenerate communities to a degree and represent an entire group that's fucking massive. Like, okay, here's an example of where the groupthink thing goes wrong, and I'll use Ninetales because you can't come in here. Ninetales does this thing where she she will sort of attack you as not being a good representation of the left. You're not good. You're being ableist because she has some issues and you disagree with her arguments, and then you're being transphobe because you disagree with her arguments. Like, everything turns into this, okay, you're being negative towards a group and you need to take responsibility as part of a group. And then she never actually addresses what you are and what you are saying. She just wants to like make it like this. Like, she keeps adding on all these groups, so then it, like, no one can address fucking anything, and you're just a shit piece,
I would
piece of shit.
say that Ninetales, a much more mellow version of Ninetales would actually be correct.
Yeah, but it's not. We don't have a mellow version of Ninetales. We have Ninetales.
I think Ninetales does that because she's too stupid to actually argue anyone.
Is correct, right. That's the point, though, right? Is that I think there should be a good critique of, hey, by the way, these people aren't really doing, like, people on the left, we hold them to a higher standard just because they're not really doing the best that they could, right?
I don't think that was Mantis saying. I think Mantis saying,
which is parallel to what Ninetales says, but it's just that Ninetales' magnitude for that is far, far greater and way worse. That's it.
I think because from what I'm saying, I think this is what Mantis is saying. It's like when she goes left or disrespectful, loud, or whatever she does, the outside might, because I could have went this way, right? Because I don't know a lot of the trans community and anything else, so I always just listen to learn from the outside coming in. So when I'm like, okay, she's a trans woman, or what? I don't know the correct pronouns, but the fact that she's trans and she act like an asshole, I'm not going to put on every other damn trans person because that's how people do. So I think
Yes,
that's your
not
example.
you
Let me
personally.
finish talking. Let
If
me
that were the
finish
case,
talking.
none of us would be in here.
Let me
Oh,
finish
Lord.
talking. It's not that hard to do. It's not that hard to do.
Oh my God,
Sorry, I saw my little avatar moving, so I want to get the little jiggles out. But yeah, that was it. That's my point.
I'm killing myself.
You did
Shout
that
out
for
to the
nothing.
retard.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's a
'cause I'm
good
retard,
point.
remember?
If we were all going to
I'm a
think
retard.
like this, then we would make Ninetales just be a better trans person because she's making trans people look bad. And is that really
Ninetales
like?
should be a better trans person.
Yeah, but
I agree.
Ninetales should just be a better person.
That
Yeah,
too.
she
Or
should
just
also
like
be a
leave
better
the
trans
internet
person
forever.
specifically.
We
That
go
would
with
be
human
pretty good.
first. I'm human first.
Okay,
Wow.
you guys may be
That's
able to
crazy.
differentiate that in your minds because you guys are aware of the biases and then like your relationship with these biases, obviously, right?
But there's a group here.
But do you really but do you really think most people would be like that?
Hold
No,
on, time
most
out. You
people
just gave
aren't
the
like
whole theory
that,
of the
but we should encourage people to be like that instead of putting the onus in other
agree
places where the
with
problem
you.
isn't.
I agree with you, but I would also agree that some of the onus responsibility should also be on Ninetales. That's where we disagree, okay?
She needs to be
Obviously.
better at being trans.
Or just being
No, better at
She kind of does, yeah.
representing trans people,
she does.
right?
I don't think she does.
Okay, I think that like this whole
I don't know what the
groupthink
fuck
thing
better
is.
at being trans even mean. I don't
I
even
think
know
she
that.
represents
Neither do
leftists
I.
pretty well.
Because you know
No,
what?
you-
I don't look at trans
not
people and
listening.
go, "Oh, you're not
You're not
representing
listening.
trans people well enough." Unless
You're
here's
not
the
listening.
depends. The depends part comes in if you are specifically out there to advocate for trans people. Say you're specifically out there advocating for leftist positions in politics, and you do a poor job. Then absolutely you can say criticize someone for doing a bad job of advocating for that thing. But if you're just a content creator who's going on making whatever content you want, you're not advocating for women, you're not advocating for women's blah blah. That's why Lav is a problem, by the way, because she does. Then how can you ascribe that responsibility onto them? It's not right. It depends.
Oh, you know what I
what
just
you're
thought
advocating.
about? Hold on, I just thought about this. I'm just spinning off the reel here. Just spinning off the reel since we're talking.
I don't
about
know if I want to continue. I don't.
We're talking about
Mantis is
representing
just talking in circles.
the struggles of black
We are talking in
people
circles.
and white
I
trans
swear
people
to
have
fucking
struggled
God.
at almost the
I
same.
really hope you're listening
not
right
the
now.
same
I'm gonna
struggles.
kill you
So
if you
should
ever say
we
Ninetales
run around
is just fine
representing
again.
ourselves all the
You're
time just
insane.
cause?
Catherine,
Yeah.
remember, I'm actually gonna completely switch sides. Remember that time you went and kick her keep or whatever for the sex worker one?
Yes.
I actually completely remember being like, wow, she's making all trans people look fucking horrible on that one. But that's
know
not
that's
fair, right? Like it's not fair for me to look at you doing like the shit where you drop your voice or whatever and be like, oh my god, why can't she be trans better? Why can't she like that's just you being yourself. Like it's not really fair for me to like put that on you.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, but if
The
she
thing
did that
is-
in a group, but if she did that out public, a group of people would literally see that and say, "Oh, you know what? This person is an asshole or being disingenuous to her group."
Here's okay. So again, this is why my onus and where my bar is really high. That's why. Okay, which I don't think it's unreasonable.
Mine's
I don't
really
know.
high
I think it is. I think it is in principle because basically what you're doing is infantilizing the audience by saying, "Oh,
Oh
you guys
my
can't help being
God, by putting the
sexist, so
bar
we got
that
to conform
high?
to your sexism."
Okay, hold on. I guess when you say your
I
bar
know-
is
I know,
really
Carl. I
high,
think you
like
pick
is your
and choose.
bar literally don't be Lavloon, don't make false rape accusations?
don't
Like
think it's
what's
been
like
that
what's
hard.
Yes,
like give
for the
me like
trans for the trans equivalent, it would be not trying to cancel people for like
Oh, wow, it
transphobic, the fake transphobic remarks or transphobic, like
Hour
not try to
15.
fabricate like fake transphobic shit, right?
shocked.
Like not use your
Or not
identity
lie.
as a cudgel, basically. Like that would
yeah,
be
sure, but
my
like
Or not
trans
lie.
trans people aside, like we're just talking about women. Like what are like for women, like aside from false rape accusations, what actually are we talking about? What are like bad
Are we talking
behaviors
about
that women
content
shouldn't
creators? Are we
do?
talking about content creators, or are we talking about
Well,
like
yeah,
regular
that's what we're
citizens?
talking about, right? Like women, like
so if
public
we're-
women.
I have something to criticize of the hot tub meta as a whole, and there's something to criticize about the entire thing, but I wouldn't ever criticize an individual though. Does that make sense? I don't know if that makes sense or not. So
I feel
for
like it doesn't, because
example-
I feel like you want to have it both ways, where you're just like, I am making the condemnation, but I still get to be like chill with the people that do it. Well, like, no, like say it with your teeth. If you think it's bad, say that it's bad and like shame them a little bit.
I think for example, right? For example, I think I can recognize that an individual is contributing to a larger part and contributing to a larger problem. And I can say that the mass entirety is like contributing to that problem, but I wouldn't go out and shame like this individual. Oh my God, you're doing such a big disservice. Fuck you, because I don't think that's productive. Okay, does that make sense?
But then, is this just an analysis without prescriptions, or are we just saying like, yeah, like sex work makes people a little bit more sexist, and that sucks, and that's it?
Because I still think there's something productive about shaming an entire movement versus shaming an individual, right? Calling somebody else's name, harassing them in their Twitter DMs, like trying to like ping them every single time they're in their replies. I think, in my opinion, is probably unacceptable, right?
Yeah,
Does that
but
make
like
sense?
when you shame the movement, you're saying that, well, not a movement really, like a profession, right? Like sex work or like titty streamer.
Sure. Yeah,
when you shame when you shame that profession, you're obviously, the result of that is that you want the people to do that profession, or that are thinking to do that profession, to feel some shame, so that they don't do that, so that we have outcomes that are better for you, right? Like less women doing
an
this.
individual who is already
Well, it doesn't
doing
matter.
It, right? That's the
That
point.
doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. At the end of the day, you still want them to be ashamed.
You are failing to see the difference between, okay, I'm singling out this one specific hot tub streamer, right? I'm singling out this one specific hot tub streamer who has a name like Venus or X or Y,
like
or
what
whatever.
they did today on Wix panel.
Did he do that?
Yep. They sent a whole segment on who's a really good representative for women and who's a really bad representative for women. And they picked specific names. They wanted specific names.
Also, like, why would you, what's the point of shaming the profession if you don't want the people who do the profession or who are thinking of doing it to feel shame?
Wait, actually, I'll alter a little bit. I think that if they're really public and they're really big, I think they should be open to criticism like that, sure. Like if they're big enough. That's fine.
So then you're chill with sex workers until they get popular. What you're doing is fine until you're making a lot of money.
No,
then I
if
shame
you're
you.
because somebody, it's only because somebody who is big enough is more representative of that entire profession. Does that make sense?
Hang on.
They're more of
This
the
is
meta.
this is where I'm going to step in, because I agree. Let's take Amaranth, for example. Amaranth is representative of that type of content streamer. I don't think Amaranth is representative of all women. But that's where the difference is happening.
Yeah, but
people
then
are
this is
saying
where we're
Amaranth
gonna loop.
represents all women poorly, instead of saying they just don't like that type of content.
Yes, but then do you see how we're gonna loop because we've been here before?
No.
Yeah.
I wanted to say something about that before too.
All right. Great Pill, you should have
but
just watched the entire thing.
we
instead
got
of just asking
pulled
where
in.
we were at.
We got pulled in a
No,
little
I
later.
pretty much agree to
So
everything that Mantis and Power said. So there you go. And to the fact you called me retard 3 times, that part. So
Based?
just to
Based?
Based.
Great pill the retard? Based.
If I think you're a retard, you're a retard. Okay.
Based. Great pill's a retard.
it. Based in Great Pill, sir.
Shut the fuck up. So I think to the sex work thing, I don't remember if it was which one of you was making that point about the hot tub streamers causing a problem for women that just want to like stream, not sexualizing themselves, right? I agree. It shouldn't happen. Like, I get why it does, because it's like hot tub streamers are such a huge part of Twitch, and probably the majority of men that are watching women on Twitch are probably watching hot tub streams because they're the biggest streamers, biggest female streamers on Twitch, except for like Pokimane and like a couple others. But like Amaranth, I think is she the largest?
Wait, Kinko, get to the point. Wait, hold on. I don't know what you're doing. Just get to the point.
Well, these huge streamers that are hot tub streamers, they're like they're kind of like
Oh,
the
not a woman
biggest
in a
women
bikini.
on Twitch. So it's like not surprising that
but
would
why
affect
can't people-
everyone else. It's like a precedent they're
But
setting.
why can't people?
Because people
like,
are fucking
if
retarded.
Yeah, to see they are
Yeah.
retarded, and I think that's like instead of calling out the retardation
attacked,
for what it
Graybill.
I feel
is,
attacked.
you're saying no. Let's just like it is what it is, and it definitely happens, and we should just do our best to pander to that.
You know, I think Twitch is ruined because hot top streamers exist. I think this is a great point.
I think that it's definitely not helping. I don't think it should go away, but I think the size is a problem. Sort of.
I think it's weird that you would look at someone like
I'm gonna be real
Stardust
with you guys. I'm gonna be real with you guys.
and
Do you know how much Twitch I watch?
No.
obviously a lot.
Grape
Does that
got it
matter?
right. Grey Pill got it right. I don't watch Twitch. Twitch is a
Yeah,
garbage.
why does that matter? Why
Always
does
been.
you personally
Why are we
watching
talking
Twitch
about
matter?
like, oh no, the quality of content of Twitch has gone down because of all these hot tub streamers. It's bad for the optics. Who cares? Twitch is just not.
I don't think it's the quality of Twitch going down. I'm just
what does you
it's like
personally watching
trickle
Twitch
down
matter?
economics.
He just
It's
gave it. He don't, so he
stupid.
don't care.
Garbage. It's like the biggest female Twitch streamers are like sending all these like shitty like they're probably banning all the scumbags in their chats, and then those scumbags are going to like normal like just women in hoodies
talk about it.
Chats and trying to like force them to be hot tub streamers.
They're gonna exist anyway. Just ban them.
Yeah, they suck.
But
balls.
what people are saying is that like women shouldn't capitalize off like their sexuality.
Oh, I don't agree with that.
But like, why not? If
Yeah.
it's there.
Fucking do it.
Their body, their
Did
choice.
I ever
sir.
say
Goddammit.
that? Did anybody here ever say that?
I
Raise your
didn't
hand.
say
if
you
that.
said that. I said that's what the
We're
argument.
speaking in general.
Right, so you're fighting against what? Is anybody here?
There's
well,
a
this
ghost
is a
behind
point-
you,
this
food
is
chops. I'm
pointless.
talking to that fucker.
This is
Okay.
pointless. I know you agree with me, food shops, and you're just like exaggerating to the extent you disagree.
wish,
So
you wish
bye.
I agree with you. Okay,
You do
wish I
agree with her.
Right.
You especially agree
You
with
do.
me though. And my non-point.
Yeah, it didn't have a finale.
Yeah.
No, it's okay. Mantis.
No,
Mantis
mine was just a
loves fighting with
description.
me.
Wasn't really a point.
Mantis is a champ.
Every single Mantis is about to come in and fight. She just like hypes it up in chat. She just go like, "I'm about to come in and fight. I'm about to do it. I'm about to come in and fight. I'm in the waiting room."
It's never not fun though. So
But this is good because I'm having a chat next week with Wick about this stuff, and I'm interested to see what people think. And
See, now you're prepared. Yeah.
Your point sourcing.
And here's the thing. And here's the yeah, sure. And here's the thing. Even though we disagree, right? You're prepared, and I want you to beat Wick. Okay, that's the point. Okay, I don't care that Wick agrees with me. Okay, I don't care that Wick agrees with me. I want you to beat him. Okay, that's what I want you to do. Okay, I want you to beat him. Right?
Do you want her to beat? Do you want her to beat? I got a question. Do you want Mantis to beat because she's a woman and to represent all women?
Yeah, actually, hell yeah. In my opinion, she would actually make woman of Twitch poll look good. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
I personally don't want to be saddled with that responsibility. I'm happy if you guys think
Too
I did a
late.
good job. That's fine.
Too late.
And if you think I did a bad
I'm
job,
with you-
that's
I'm with
fine.
you- I'm with you, Mantis, but I'm picking
Kiwis
I'm
of
picking
Twitch
at
Bowl.
her bias right now, so that's why I asked her that.
I'm swallowing a bucket of bullets, okay? I don't care. But also, I believe in it,
I
okay? It's
know.
not just swallowing a bucket of bullets. I believe in it, okay?
Are they 38s? Are they 38 specials?
yes.
I think it should be fucking radical and awesome if Mantis fucking won against Wick and did this.
really-
Yeah.
I don't want to go in there with WLs. I think there's a good discussion that you can have where everyone's going to some degree,
I shouldn't have said that.
to some degree agree, and to a lot of degrees disagree. And I think it should just be like a more like I'm pretty sure. Hopefully, other people jump on too, because it's not like a you're right or wrong thing. I think there's like an element of it's right and wrong everywhere.
Yeah, I actually liked the conversation you had with them earlier. I wish it had lasted like at least 20, 30 minutes long because I would love to
was
react
at
to that
work.
crap.
Yeah,
Yeah, I would
sorry.
love to react to that.
But that's why we're
Oh,
having
then
the
I'll
panel
still be-
or whatever next week because he was like,
gonna
"Oh,
be
that could
same
have been
topic?
like."
I'm gonna be in chat
gonna be
now,
saying
just
topic?
Yeah.
spamming W's and L's.
Yeah.
Okay, I think I'll wait then. I'm still
Everybody
gonna hold on to
spam
react.
L Wick. Everybody spam Lick. and Wantis. Okay, all right, everybody do that. Okay, guys.
All you gotta do is turn the M upside down.
I don't even if it's clear that Mantis is losing hard, even if it's clear
No,
if Mantis
stop.
is losing hard, okay, everybody spam Wantis, okay, all right, just so we look completely unhinged. Okay, just
I
so
don't
the
know.
foodies look
I would
unhinged.
I would learn how to do that, but I'm so retarded. I don't know how to do that. You gotta
True. That's actually correct. He's not lying.
But
Wait. I just want to say. Wait, I just want to say. Well, hold on, Gray. I just want to say I'm sorry if I called you retarded and it hurt you. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for that. Okay.
You're sorry for 3 times saying it, so you acknowledge that you already did it before you even thought of saying it.
It was out of a heat of a moment, and I apologize for that. Okay.
I don't.
Even though I
Graybull, you're
was calm,
retarded.
even though I was, shut up, Cankle. Even though I was calm and never even gave you the attentions for you to call me that.
I'll be honest. You are pretty fucking condescending at times. All right. It makes me very
actually,
angry.
I'm a sarcastic. No, ma'am. I'm actually a
No,
sarcastic
sarcastically condescending. Okay, you can be okay. You're retarded. I take it back. You're retarded. Fuck you. Okay, you're retarded.
black people look bad. Yes,
You
food
could have
shops.
accepted it. You could have
Wood
accepted
shops.
it. You
Wood
could have
shops.
accepted it. But fuck you. Okay,
Wood
you're
shops.
retarded. You're actually retarded.
You're
Fuck
wood
you,
shops.
okay?
Wood shops now.
You could have accepted my genuine apology, but you didn't. You didn't accept my genuine apology. So fuck you. You're
Wood
retarded.
shops.
You're actually retarded. You're retarded.
Wood shops.
You're 100% right, man. So
Okay,
I gotta represent black people every time I come in here. So now,
Wood
I just want
shops.
everyone to know. I just want everyone to know that all black people are therefore condescending.
I'd be okay with that. I think we're okay with that. I'm okay with that. We're very entertaining people, the species. And I'm gonna be so entertaining, man. I'm gonna make sure that I'm gonna go ahead and react to the fuckery of Food Shop when she got her ass demolished about calling Pearly Things not a grifter when everybody in the world knows Pearly Things is a grifter. So I would make sure I got a thumbnail for a whole month.
I don't think she's a grifter. I think she's retarded.
Yeah, that too.
Why do you explain away with malice what you can explain away with stupidity?
With
it's so stupid.
brain death.
But we're gonna have that reaction of you getting
I don't
dominated.
agree with that, actually.
You can easily explain it away when you broaden the definition of grifter. You can broaden the definition of grifter. Hunter Avalon is a grifter. Angela Knight is a grifter. Like a lot of people you care about are grifters. Okay.
I think you changed your mind on Pearly Things though.
Grifters, I don't know.
Yes, she did, Mantis.
Hold on.
After we already gave her the receipts of it, and she's like, I need to see the family. Okay, the whole family. I need to see the friends. The whole fucking friends told her. She's like,
Ray,
oh,
you are actually a schizo. You are actually a spurg. You're totally a spurg. And I'm a spurg. I'm a smirk, but you're a greater spurg.
You're a smurg?
I am what you made me, okay?
A smurf
if you say I'm
spurg?
retarded, goddamn it, I'm gonna be retarded tonight.
Oh man. I am the autism energy is off the charts tonight. Holy shit.
So I think Food Shops has a point, but she's using the wrong reasons to get there. Like, I don't think you should assume that people who do bad things are like always dumb.
You're still on that? Sorry.
No, I just genuinely think she's dumb.
I mean, who?
Pearl.
Oh wait, Pearl. Oh, you're talking about Pearl. I thought you were going back to the original thing. Okay, never mind.
No. What I'm saying is that, like, no. The thing I'm saying is that I don't think this idea that, oh yeah, if someone do something wrong, it's probably just stupidity. I think that's a really bad way of approaching matters. I think you should look at the evidence to see where it leads to. But I do agree with Food Shops that the term grifter is really overused. That is true. That being said, I have no idea about this case, so it sounds like this person was a grifter.
Yeah, I think
I can agree. I can concede to the second one, but the first one though, that was literally like her whole "let me down the hill" type method. That like a whole damn hour. That was her whole down the hill argument with
Yeah, we were actually arguing like about how it is overused, but then when it is appropriate to use it, because it's overused so much, like when you actually should hold people accountable for a grifting or you should label them as grifters, we don't. Just it's like when there's a real Nazi, you're like, oh, I don't know, should we call them a Nazi? It's so overused. It's like, yeah, you probably should. You probably fucking should.
Yes.
Oh man.
And probably was a perfect case study for that conversation. A perfect case study.
It's also a case of where people mislabel grifters, like someone who's like not a Nazi but like actively platforms and like promotes Nazism on their stream by saying, "Oh yeah, we're gonna have special guest Big Papa Fascist JF and Nick Fuentes on tonight." Like they may not be a Nazi, but they're still promoting Nazism, so they're still a piece of shit.
Yo, Power, I'm so glad you said it because that leads back to the other example of Food Shop when she's like, when somebody actually brought up a past event, right? Like, let's say 20 years ago, and then she instantly say, "Oh my God, you're doxing," and I was like, "How did you consider that person doxed himself?" Because he gave a location.
That was
He gave a
literally
location.
a common thing that you blew up into something so stupid. So
You want to go back to the
stupid.
video?
I feel like
you want to go back to the video? You want to go back to the video?
you think that
You
it was
gave
such a
context
own.
of
You
it.
thought it was such a
You
own.
gave
You
context of it.
literally thought it was such a own. Kinkle, do you remember this?
No, what are you
Kinkle, do
talking
you remember
about?
this?
I was
Do you
typing.
remember when I used? Do you remember when I used the word docs? Like in such a
I'm so
willy nilly
gonna find
because
it.
like the
I'm gonna find
location
it.
was given,
Yeah.
and then Grey Pill blew it up into such a nothing burger.
Yeah.
It was like
No, I did
literally
not.
the biggest nothing burger ever.
Yeah. When people
No, I did
say
not.
I
She
accidentally
gave
And he's
doxed
still
myself.
fixated.
No,
Yeah.
because he brought up a point that led to that, so that's why I'm bringing it up.
It's a common usage
It is a common
that
usage.
people of my generation
But
use.
that's the point
And you
that
have a
Power was
problem
saying, so
with that
why
like a
overuse-
dumb fuck,
It
okay?
goes with a grifter.
Which is why I call you
Wait,
a
no,
retard.
Grey Pill.
okay?
I brought up
Why
the
overuse-
definition. Grey Pill, shut
why
up. Well, shut
overuse
up,
it?
Grey Pill. I'm fucking saying something. You fuck. When I brought up the definition of doxing, it agreed with us. You were wrong. There was
Grey
no
Pill
intent.
taking L after L after L
Intent
after L.
was
Holy
not
shit.
involved in the definition. I'll bring it up again real quick. Hold on.
No, let's bring up the conversation that she said because it didn't add up to what you just said.
What are you
Listen,
talking about?
hold on. I think that the term doxing should just go away because it's a useless phrase at this point because everyone has their own pet definition of what it means, and I'm tired of hearing about it.
That was the point. Thank you. That was the point she was making when she said it. I said, "Why would you call him a doc? Why would you make the comment and say, oh my God, you're doxing?" Now she told me something. Oh, I just said it casually. You didn't say it casually. The fact that he brought up something about his past 20 years ago, and then she instantly reacted to and said, "Oh my God, you're doxing." But it was a normal thing. So it had me calmly asked her, said, "Why'd you think that?" And then she gave her context definition of it, and that was it. And I'm like, "Yo, that's not it."
Oh, I see. But it's yeah, but this is the problem. It's like there's like entire panels and debates over like what is doxing? I don't know.
Grey Pill. This is literally the most retarded,
can I listen to Power,
manufactured
please?
shit
Power's not
I've
very
ever heard.
intelligent.
Holy shit.
Doxing,
Can I
the
listen to
act of
Power?
revealing someone's personal information
All right,
online.
night,
Bye,
man.
Are you heading out?
Mantis.
Later.
Bye.
Bye.
I would like to listen to Power. I know the definition.
The act of
sorry, why are we talking
revealing
about
personal
doxing now?
information online.
We're not talking
Who
about
cares
doxing. We're just
about
talking.
this?
Yeah, I don't
Also,
care.
if you think that Mantis did a good job of the debate, post your favorite insect in the chat.
The chat is not available for me to post anything, but I will go with ant.
In
I
the
will place an
stream chat.
That's pretty cool.
Okay.
Like
I'll go to
mantis, antis, yeah.
Yes, there you
Ant's
go.
a good animal.
There. I'm based in Grey Pill.
Hold on.
Not based.
Hold on. Okay, so
You're
Jenny
cocktailed.
and Power, you guys disagree on non-binaryism. Go. What's the disagreement?
I'm not doing this. I'm fucking
Alright.
tired of
Yep.
trans shit. It's so
We
boring.
can do it another time, it's fine.
No.
Yeah, I do another time, but like definitely not right now. I'm just not in the mood.
Yeah, sure, that's fine.
Okay. All right. maybe
Like
another
it's
time.
just not the moment, food shops.
Yeah.
All right.
As for
Right.
like the doxing shit, I think I kind of agree with Power. Maybe there's like a whole collection of terms that have kind of been. This happens so much. It's really annoying. The definition of a term gets stretched so thin. It
Correct.
starts off as like a really important word, like kind of like Nazi or rape or sexual assault or something like this, or doxing, like something that conveys like a very serious meaning, and then it gets stretched and twisted until it means basically nothing anymore, and then the term kind of loses
it's
all
like,
of its utility, and then we end
Mhm.
up in this position where it's like, okay, well, this person's a Nazi, and everyone's thinking, okay, well, considering that they consider all of these people Nazis who like, clearly aren't Nazis, why should I care about them calling this person a Nazi, even if that person is
It's also
definitely a Nazi?
I agree with you. I will also like let's even make it simple. It's like a dance move. Like let's say back in the 1960s, like it was the mashed potato. You'll see the same form of dance here, like early 2000s. They'll call it something else. You know, it was the give it up, the two step or whatever. Like it's always something. It used to be the original what it was, but they add another name, another slur, another something to it. So it's yeah, I agree. It's silly. But I
Yeah,
would
but then
not
I
try
guess
to
like the question
overuse
is like,
it.
what do we do with that? Like, do we then revert to a previous like far narrower definition of the term? Do we throw the term away entirely? Do we try and create like new terms to replace the specific
I think it depends
things
on
that
the
the previous
context
term
of it, though.
encapsulated? Like,
I
Yeah,
think
well,
we
yeah,
it
sure.
depends.
I think we describe what happened. Like if someone revealed someone's personal information, then you can just say that, like, hey, this person, like SS Sniper Roll, for example, you could
Oh, yeah,
argue
that
that
shit.
was, yeah, you could argue that she didn't dox Jax by like taking a picture of his house because, oh, well, houses are publicly available information, right? And then you can go down a rabbit hole. But I think that most people would agree that like when you have a dispute with someone to like show up at their house and like take a picture and say, LOL, I know where you live. That's like a vague threat. I think that most people would agree with that in general. So it's like you could just describe the action rather than just like
yeah, in the case
having
of
a debate
doxing,
over.
you know, I think I do actually agree with you completely on that. I think we should just get rid of the term because it doesn't fucking matter at all. And I've seen so much energy wasted on these conversations about was this specific incident doxing. It's like, well, regardless of whether or not it was doxing, it was a really shit thing to do. It was like fucking
Correct.
awful. Like a lot of
Correct.
people put more emphasis on doxing being bad than life ruination being bad, without any like understanding of the fact that the reason doxing is bad is because it enables life ruination. Like it lets you go after someone's job, it lets you swat them, it lets you fuck with them and harass them. That's why doxing is bad. But like that just gets lost, and it's like, okay, well, so and so isn't technically a doxer, so nobody cares about it, even though they tried to get a bunch of people fired or something.
Yeah, it's basically an intimidation tactic.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. Okay, that was good. I appreciate everybody. I'm about to call night. Want to binge watch some shows before I go night night.
Good night.
I appreciate you, Power. Like your mind. Appreciate you, Jenny. I apologize. I screw up names. Emarosa. Did I pronounce
Yeah,
that right?
you got it.
Oh, good shit. I will fuck up a name, I promise you. But I won't forget a face. Sable, like always, you're still top G. Kanko, you already know I don't like just fuck you. Food shop just another time. Another day.
All right, later, retard.
Okay.
Okay,
now I'm gonna stay 20 minutes longer because you just triggered me, sir. All right, catch y'all later.
Later, Grandpa.
Yeah, bye. Well. Wow. Amazing. Cool. What's the next
Amazing.
discourse, guys?
Democrats are doing better. I hear there's some big wins, particularly in Ohio.
Do you actually
they
catch
made
up on that
abortion part of the state constitution.
Yeah. You can now abortion rights are secured in Ohio for the most part. There's going to be resistance from the Republican legislature, but it's now part of the Ohio Constitution that women have a right under that state constitution to reproductive health care, which includes abortion rights. So a W for Democrats.
Damn. I went to school in Ohio. That's crazy.
And also, like, I should emphasize, it's not just a W for Democrats. It's also a good thing that women are able to get the reproductive health care that they need or want.
And also in Virginia, the Democrats took the state Senate, so now they could block any abortion bills that go through the state that tries to ban abortion.
Yeah, electoral wins.
There was one more state, I forgot what it was. Something regarding abortion.
Yeah. It makes me a little bit more positive about the upcoming 2024 election, in which Biden has an uphill battle based on the current polls. Like, he's looking really bad right now. I think we should not underestimate Republicans because, they're all infighting and, Trump is a Looney Tunes character. Those are both true. But, like...
The real question is,
don't lie.
Yeah, if
Right.
Trump wins and he ends up in prison, can he use the National Guard to break himself out of prison?
No, he can't. No, he can't. But one other thing I wanted to respond to Power is, if abortion becomes a smaller and smaller issue as the 2024 election rolls around, people are not going to be going to the polls thinking about abortion, which is not good for the Democrats.
True. Yeah. I mean, that'd be an unfortunate consequence if that's the case, but I think someone put it best when I brought this up elsewhere. They had said to me, "Oh, basically that Zoomers are getting sick of Republican shit, so now they're coming out and actually voting, and that's what's tipping the tables." If that's true, I'm not saying it necessarily is, but there's a good chance it is true. Then I think people won't just be. I don't think they'll have like amnesia and just, oh yeah, I guess abortion's settled, so I won't vote for a president. I don't think that'll happen. Like I think it's very well the case that the no vote crowd is like an overrepresented minority online, and like they're not representative of like most people or even most young people for that matter. Like I think most people will look at the solution. Will look at the U.S. electoral politics and go, oh yeah, Biden sucks to this degree, but Trump is way worse. So we better. It's just better to suck it up, go to the polls, pull the lever, and vote for the old stingy guy. Then go ahead and let the proto-fascist take power. I think that's kind of like their mentality.
What could also happen is what happened in Virginia, a split ticket vote, where depending on they'll look more into the politician and vote Republicans maybe in the House and then maybe vote for the president as Biden. That's another possibility that could possibly happen because that's what happened, I think, in Virginia.
Yeah, that's true. That could happen as well. Which is concerning, but if the Democrats have one of the three, if they have a majority in the House or the Senate, or they have the presidency, I think we will be okay. The problem would be if there's like a Republican sweep, then it's like kind of really, really bad.
Yeah, if they take all three powers, that would be problematic, the House, Senate, and presidency. But if the Republicans take any one of those three, it'll just leave the government in like a gridlock state, unfortunately.
Yeah, but we can work. We've been in gridlock states before, and like when the government does go into gridlock, Republicans get rightfully blamed for it because they are the instigators and the causes of like actually gridlock in these situations. It just doesn't look good for them at all. Which is really weird that Trump is actually pushing for shutting down the government, and Republicans ousted McCarthy over it. Or I should rephrase that. There's like a minority of Republicans in the House who decided to work with Democrats to oust McCarthy. But that's kind of like a tangential issue. But yeah.
The problem with gridlock is the debt ceiling is going to continue coming up, and they're just going to be using that as a bully tactic.
It's not great or ideal, I agree, but it's better than Republicans getting everything they want, because that would just be very bad for the United States and the world for that matter, especially like right now when we're having to deal with two major wars overseas that indirectly impact us. So
yeah, we're funding a lot of those wars.
In this case, I mean, in the case of the Russia-Ukraine war, that's on Russia. Like Russia didn't have to invade Ukraine; that was their call, and like they're
I think they might cut the Ukraine stuff, though. Do you think?
Yeah, peace talk. Biden is pushing Ukraine for peace talks behind closed doors.
Peace talks aren't great if they result in Ukraine losing territory. I'm not exactly a fan.
Yeah, but they all agree. Yeah, but they all agree. Like, it doesn't look good for Ukraine. Like if they keep going, Ukraine will not win.
Yeah, it doesn't look good for Ukraine or America or NATO. It just makes us look weak. Like, oh yeah, this monkey. Sorry, let me rephrase that. This authoritarian dipshit regime that's run by Putin is like
he won land. Yeah.
Yeah, like.
He won land, but at the cost of way more soldiers. I mean, the death count for Russians is really high compared to the Ukrainians.
True. It might look. There is. Of course, I don't think he looks great, but I think he just. I think it does make him come out on top. It's like I played the game and won. Yeah, sure. I had to like throw a few tens of thousands of men to the meat grinder, but
it's so dark though, because it's like, oh, look at this classic tactic I use of like the old day conquering shit, and yeah, wow, I made it work or some shit. It's like, man, that's pretty dark.
Listen, that's geopolitics. Geopolitics is completely and utterly fucked across the board. It's not just the United States is the bad guys or Russia's the bad guys. Everyone is the bad guy. Everyone is cutthroat in these things, and it's
Except
like
for Ukraine, right? They're both kind of getting fucked in the ass.
Ukraine is just in the middle of it.
Yeah, like Ukraine. I imagine in other cases Ukraine would be the bad guys, but in this case, like they are the victims here because like it's their lands, their territory, and Russia's trying to like violate their sovereignty and like destroy their people. So like, and you read up about the atrocities that have happened there. It's brutal.
Well, I mean, they've historically kept on getting fucked, right? Like you have the Holodomor, and then later on they had like everything else. It's like they kept on getting fucked over and over again.
They're occupied by the Russians, by the Nazis, etc.
Sure.
Yeah.
They gave up their nukes, I believe.
They were like one
under
to
the
do
promise.
that too.
Yeah, under the promise that they won't get invaded, which is yeah. And that Russia will protect them as well. Like not just not get invaded, but that Russia will protect them. But instead, Russia is the one that fucking invaded them. It's like it's a thing where it's like, oh yeah, like never make a deal with Russia because Russia will always fucking break it because they want land. You know, like they want their unification.
I really hope Biden holds fast and doesn't let the Russians win. That would be like, I mean, the only thing that doesn't make that like a complete disaster is the fact that Trump very clearly wants to get out of that war. And if Biden just resolves this with a peace talk, Trump can't use that against Biden. Not in any credible way, because nobody actually believes, not even the most hardcore MAGA Republican believes that Trump could have just resolved the Ukraine war in a day. No one actually believes that. Or for that matter, a relatively quick amount of time.
You mean no reasonable person, correct?
No one who's thought about it for like 20 seconds. Like someone who's just absorbing red meat and Republican rhetoric and just accepts that blindly would just go ahead and might still believe that Trump would do a better job. But if you ask them, okay, do you really believe that if Russia rolls in its tanks in Ukraine, Trump could just make a phone call to Putin and just resolve? If they seriously thought about it for like 20 seconds, they'd be like, okay, it would probably take a little bit more than a day. So
the problem is the Democrats are losing on that issue in the polls, unfortunately.
Damn, really?
Yeah, unfortunately. I think Trump would handle these wars much better. It's really weird.
That's because of the narrative that Trump successfully put out there that he never lived up to. And it's weird because like Trump was bragging about wanting to bomb the shit out of Iran to like take their oil, and as president, he perpetrated current conflicts and wars that the U.S. is still involved with, like in Syria, Afghanistan, Somalia, Yemen, etc. But no one really calls him out on that, unless you count someone like Destiny, who's a nothing Twitch streamer in the grand scheme of mainstream media. Like it's weird that like the attitude is Trump is the peacemaker. Like that doesn't really get seriously challenged. People just kind of like default believe that. Oh yeah. Trump was going to end all wars. Like the guy didn't even pull us out of Afghanistan until like the very end of his administration, and that was a disastrous deal that he made. No one really talks about that.
Wait, Trump pulled us out of Afghanistan? You said? What?
So he initiated the process by which we did eventually pull out, by making a deal with the Taliban, which was
plan, right? That Biden executed.
Like it was this plan that Biden executed. The only difference is that Biden fucked up the pullout as well, and that's also made Biden look terribly bad because that's when he was doing gangbusters when his first several months in office, right? He was like super high polls, great approval rating. Everyone was like, well, not everyone, but the majority of people were like happy with Biden. Then
60% approval rating. It was very high.
Yeah. Then the Afghanistan poll happens. It goes disastrously, in all kinds of ways because, particularly with the ISIS attack that happened, which we lost, I think it was 14 soldiers died in that, right as we were trying to pull out. And Biden, of course, also changed the plan to pull out later. And it still went terribly wrong. We left all kinds of equipment there. Americans were stranded there. The entire Afghan government was completely fucked weeks before we left. And that was going to happen anyway, but no one expected it to happen as quickly as it did. Like the Afghan government just wasn't willing to fight the Taliban, so they just basically threw their arms so the Taliban could just come in and kill women, women, homosexuals, and journalists in particular was the three groups being targeted by them. It's fucked. The whole situation there is fucked, and Trump and Biden are both to blame. Trump for making a deal with the Taliban. We should have never done that. And Biden for fucking up the pullout. Some will argue that like we should have pulled out, which I forget the exact arguments they would give for this, but I personally don't agree with that. I don't think that's reasonable. I think Lindsey Graham, of all people, had the correct take, where he's like, we should just leave a contingency of soldiers there to like protect the Afghan government, because like they wouldn't have fucked with us that hard if they were to like, if we still maintained a troop presence there. But that was
but then wouldn't they? I feel like when
How long
they
were we
try,
in there?
like we would never risk American troops, I guess. But damn.
Yeah, America's just pacified when it comes to war. Like Americans are just kind of in this.
We would
never
never risk even a single American soldier. Yeah, it's just.
It's weird that like Americans would agree that war is sometimes necessary, but now don't want to be involved in any wars whatsoever, even if it's justified.
Yeah.
And like, I'm not saying that everything in Afghanistan, you could argue that we should have never been in the first place. There's good arguments for that argument, which is separate than what I'm saying here. But there's going to be times when war is justified. Like, if the people were for, like, if people were in favor of going to war with Russia, yeah, we'd have every cause to like push back against the Russians in Ukraine. And I think the whole nuke shit is like overhyped. I don't think that Russia's going to be willing to drop a nuke. I'm sorry, I don't agree with that. That would be like suicide. And if you follow mad theory, why would they do it? Like, you're going to tell me that they're going to drop a nuke and then risk having nukes dropped on them? Like, I just don't see it.
No, anything regarding nukes you can just ignore. Like, no one is ever gonna drop like a nuke, like until it happens, and then it will be too late.
Also, there's the fact of the matter that, like, let's just say that Russia used tactical nukes in like Ukraine. That's not the end of the world. I'm just gonna be real. Like, I'm not saying it's good. It's just, it's very bad when bombs go off. But the idea is that if we went to war with Russia, the rebuke to that is, oh, but if we do that, the end of the world would happen. Which
No. If Russia dropped a nuke in the middle of a fucking like city, right? The thing is, it'll be really fucking bad, obviously, but like it won't be any different from like their like crazy ass shelling that they're already doing. That is like leveling entire places. Yeah,
it's horrible.
It's already like it's basically already the same.
War's fucked. Like, I hate it. War, yeah, it's sometimes necessary. Sometimes it's good to go to war, but I wish it didn't start in the first place.
Yeah.
Sometimes a lot of times though, it seems like these days you're picking fights that aren't really good fights.
So what you're telling me is, before we even think about go to war, we should just smoke pot. Maybe that'll persuade us otherwise.
Yes. Do
Have a
heroin
diplomatic
actually.
meeting.
Just do some heroin.
Yeah, do that too.
Like the diplomats meeting. Hey, the diplomats meeting in like Russian U.S. diplomats meeting in like, I don't know, in like
Exchanging the ceremonial needle.
Just going to some like desert island somewhere and saying, we have diplomatic immunity here, right? Oh yeah, and then like they just shoot up a bunch of drugs.
That's the same type of AIDS.
I am clueless on foreign policy though, and I gotta go to bed, so I'm gonna kick rocks out of here. All right.
Have a good night.
See you later, food jobs.
I'll
check your DMs.
Bye.
Later. Okay, I'm gonna play one more, maybe two. I'm gonna try this fucking asshole, and then I am donezo.
Would be a drastic escalation. You are absolutely right about that. But so
like the norms of war.
See you later, food jobs. I'll check your DMs. Later.
Okay. All right.
I think I disagree with the idea that Russia using a tactical nuclear weapon wouldn't be that big of a deal. Like, that would be an enormous escalation in, like, the norms of war. Like,
I was so weird about that. Fuck it. Saber, you should hang out in there for a little bit. Hang out in there for a little bit, talk about some fucking politics, have a good time. Yeah, I'm gonna try this like once or twice more. What? Okay, well. I'll get another real shot since that was a joke. What's up, buddy? I have gotten so goddamn close like 3 or 4 times now and just fucking flopped it. By the way, the controller came in. Oh, I'll get in my voice chat for now. I'm not gonna be very long, but hey, bud.
What's up?
Yeah, the fucking
What
PlayStation.
controller is that?
The
What
PlayStation
controller is that?
controller, yeah, the
Which one did you get?
PS5.
PS5 controller.
Yep, came in today. I ordered it literally last night and it came in today.
What the fuck? In few hours?
Yep,
How's that
Amazon.
even possible? Jesus.
Hey Kanko, is it rude
takes-
for me to leave without announcing my departure from this?
A
from the
little
event?
bit, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just gonna leave a comment saying thank you, Food Shops, on her YouTube channel.
Oh my god. Why didn't you fucking stay and hang out for a little bit?
I feel uncomfortable, man.
Why?
I don't know.
You were
I don't know,
doing
I just-
fine. They were talking to you.
I don't know. I just felt uncomfortable.
You're weird. This is why I said you're shy.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
definitely
I
shy.
know exactly what you're talking about.
You're giving a bad reputation to men, Saba.
Oh, are you kidding me?
Yes, I am fucking
But it
kidding you,
happens.
retard. No, you're Grey Pill.
You got your controller in just a few hours? That's fucking amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
some
fastest
things have 1-day shipping because there's a Amazon warehouse in my area.
If I order something from Amazon, the fastest I can get anything is like a week.
Damn.
Yep. Are you liking it? Do you
Oh
like
yeah.
it?
Very much so.
Yeah. You can see the difference in parrying, right?
Oh yeah.
Good. I bought Sekiro on Steam too yesterday. It was like, let's play it again.
Speaking of Steam, I was playing Alan Wake
Yeah.
2 today, and using the keyboard is so unnatural for me. By the way, I got that game for free because it came with my PC. But I felt like, oh my god, well, the reason why I mention this is because I'm gonna try and play Sekiro on Steam using only keyboard, just for the experience.
Some people do that and like it a lot.
I'm gonna give it a shot. Also, I had a $5 coupon, so I bought a Steam gift card from GameStop.
Nice.
So the next time there's a sale for a game that I want, I'll pick it up.
Damn it! That was cheap.
Ah, you're streaming Sekiro.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just bought it yesterday again on Steam. I
Oh.
got a hankering this one. Let's see.
He's about to fight
Butterfly. I'm trying to learn her moves, but it's fucking me up. Okay.
Man, everyone hates
Oh,
Ninetales. Jesus, they're even ragging on her. Everyone hates Ninetales. They're even ragging on her in Food Shop's chat.
She's a horrible person, Saba.
She's not that
Yes,
bad.
no, Saba, you are wrong. You are factually wrong and completely. It baffles me that you can even bring yourself to say something so fucking stupid.
She shouldn't have accused.
She is a horrible person. Period.
She shouldn't have accused Avius of being a mass shooter. But
don't even say it. You're wrong. I'm not accepting that shit. I don't care.
I mean, shouldn't you give people the benefit of the doubt?
No, I give everyone the benefit of the doubt. Are you kidding me? I gave her way too much leeway. Saba, you are on another level of delusional if you think that her and Jack are anywhere close to good people. They are disgusting human beings who deserve to be ousted.
I never
from
said they were
everywhere.
good people. I just said, just deal with, just get along with people, you know?
No. No, you get along with people, you get taken advantage of, and you get yourself fucked over. That is so extremely naive. Absolutely not.
I mean,
I used to be you. I used to be you. I used to have that fucking mentality. And then I realized how fucking retarded it is because it fucks you over. You are literally giving people your own autonomy. You are fucking yourself over for no reason. I hated myself when I figured that out. Holy shit, I hated myself. I said, I stopped giving a fuck about these people that didn't give a fuck about me. They're disgusting human beings.
I think you're right, but it just depends on where you draw the line.
Yeah, you're not drawing a line. That's the problem.
I mean, let me put it to you this way. If she had said some... If she had made some worse accusations, like... worse than being a mass shooter, then yeah, then that would be the line. But she's just banters a lot.
She does not just banter a lot. Hey, Viv.
Hi, Vivian.
I'm just curious.
We're discussing Ninetales.
I know what you're discussing. I could hear it. I just wanted to ask Kenkomo why you think what's the worst thing Ninetales has done? Why you think she's an irredeemable?
Well, I can say one thing. That's wrong. She shouldn't have accused Avius. He's in this server of being a mass shooter.
Yeah,
even if it was for a joke.
It's like it's a level of delusion and just villainy that I just cannot stand. She just every single argument that she starts, she will Darvo you horribly, in a pathetic, really poor excuse, manner. I mean, and then she'll just openly just talk shit about you, but make accusations of you for shit that she's done.
I don't watch a lot of Twitch. You might find that hard to believe, but I genuinely don't watch a lot of Twitch or even a lot of streamers in general. I just sort of check in every now and again. Maybe I'll watch for like 10, 15 minutes, but most of the time it's like just people chatting shit, so I can't be bothered.
Fair.
Like the most Twitch I watch is when I'm on it, you know? Like, so but Ninetales has always been alright to me. Like mostly pretty chill. Like I think she is one of those people who makes assumptions about who she's talking to prior to engaging in the argument, and then tries to like pin that down on them during the conversation. I've seen her do that a few times, I think, and I think that's a flaw in the way she thinks about things. She like makes a very quick snap judgment about somebody, and then just thinks that is who they are for the rest of the conversation. It's one of the things that fucks me off about Irrelevant, because I think Irrelevant does this too. I think he does it consciously. Whereas I don't think Ninetales does it consciously. But so literally, what's the worst thing she's done? I need convincing here, because I think I don't think she deserves the title of biggest piece of shit. You know, like
biggest piece of shit I've had in this server.
Please don't. Well, I can't judge. Like, I don't know how high a bar that is, honestly.
Yeah. Well, I had this guy Jack who believes that we should put turrets on the border wall.
Oh yeah, you were mentioning him last time. I turned up saying I should debate him or some shit.
Yeah, that would be torture, especially because he will just straight up start slinging slurs at you.
Probably.
Yeah.
The fuck.
Like he called Ninetales it many times.
Alright.
But it's like
just seems like a total slime ball of a human being.
Oh yeah, he's a slime ball. But Ninetales I think is justified genocide before.
Justified genocide? How?
Yeah.
When?
I don't remember the details, but I think I remember her justifying genocide.
Because I hear a lot of this shit.
Yeah.
And I always get the same fucking response. It's like, oh, I think Ninetales did this thing. And then I'm like, okay, when, where, how?
I've had so many fucking conversations with her. I need to go back.
You know?
I need to go back and look.
It's frustrating to me.
Fair.
Being who I am, because I quite often have people come at me saying that I believe all kinds of fucking insane shit that I've never expressed that I believe, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So I can't very well, like, I need the specifics to be able to go, oh, okay, fair enough, I agree with you. Seems like Ninetales is a piece of shit, right? I can't just like vaguely yeah.
She actually, hold on. Let's see if I pull up this Twitter shit. She just like, okay, so the last time the final straw was she had a debate with Avius in here. And
that was a great VOD.
It was. She started getting super condescending and just turned into a real shithead really fast.
Just became a bit of a bitch.
Huh?
Okay. Just became a bit of a bitch in the conversation.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then when Avius started getting pissed at her, she got all surprised. But before he even had the chance to get pissed at her, I yelled at her. Like, I was like, no, stop. You're not doing this. I was like moderating kind of. I was like, you're not doing this. I'm like catching it early. You are not doing this shit. Not in my fucking server. This is bullshit. And she was like, all right. And then she kept fucking doing it. I called her out 2 more times for it. And yeah, she just got really, really surprised and fucking pissed off when Avius was calling her fucking retarded. And everything was, you guys are just ableist because I'm schizophrenic. And meanwhile, she was saying, "Oh, well, you just can't read," to Avius, who legitimately has a reading disability. Like she was actually targeting what he had a problem with. So she was being ableist. Not that I give a fuck, but
Do you know this?
huh? Yeah, she did. They talked about it literally that day, and then accused him of being ableist, and also on Twitter, she was like, people who say the R slur try to stop accusing me of things, challenge, whatever the fuck. And then I posted a clip of her literally saying capitalism is retarded, that in the same VOD that she was criticizing us for saying retarded.
I miss so much of this shit that goes down on Twitter because I don't know, once you hit like 5K plus followers, it's like fucking a disaster trying to read anything because you just have so many notifications and mentions and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Well, hey, I don't think I'm not a fan of targeted ableism. As for the condescending meme, like I get pretty condescending in debates sometimes when the person I'm dealing with is a fucking idiot.
Getting condescending is like understanding, but it's like, it's not just condescension. It's like before you even ever engage with a point, it's okay. So Avius read Bookchin, right? Because Ninetales was making some claims about Bookchin.
And watch the videos.
Yep, and watched videos and all this shit. Watched him speak all this stuff, and he said, you said things that were like blatant lies about Bookchin. I don't know why you lied about Bookchin. He is a communist. He identifies as a communist. Blah 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 blah.
Yeah, he's a fucking anarcho-communist.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
And she's like, well, I don't think you read any of it. I don't think you can read. You just can't read. You just like being wrong. You just want to lie about Bookchin. You just like being wrong. You just want to lie about Bookchin because you're scared to debate a leftist. It's just, I just like want to fucking blow my brains out every single time she like opens her fucking mouth. It's so miserable.
I mean, I think jeez, I don't want to get into a big debate about Bookchin or anything. There's a substantial difference between Bookchin's anarcho-communism and like the communism of the USSR.
I know. It's social ecology and all that. It's like supposed to be
I'm not
friendly,
trying to talk
good
down
shit.
To you. I don't know how much you know. I'm not trying to talk down to you.
Oh no, I'm not super educated on that type of stuff. I know like the generalizations
it's
of
basically like anarchism and like USSR style communism are like so opposed.
They're antithetical.
Like they're so opposed that Stalin had a whole bunch of anarchists murdered.
Yeah, if I were to generalize both, one is one guy super rich, everyone else equally fucked, and then the other one, everyone equally fucked together with nobody ruling over and killing people. I'm being a little bad faith.
Sure.
I'm trolling.
I'd consider that a mischaracterization.
I know.
That's fine. That's
trolling.
fine.
I'm trolling.
Yeah. I get where you can get that from. Yeah, I mean, so look, I can understand incredibly irritating debate style. The ableism is a little over the fucking line for me. But none of these things have like met the bar of like absolutely irredeemable piece of shit for me at this point.
And then she said that Avius just wants to be a school shooter.
Okay.
Yeah, on Twitter, publicly.
What did she say that what did Avius say that like she ripped off?
Literally nothing. It was just hold on, I'll actually find it. I'm on her Twitter right now. She blocked me, but I have a burner account, so fuck her, okay?
Alright, everybody has a burner account to look at the blocked.
Exactly. How fucking far down am I have to go?
Anybody who pretends they don't is lying.
I know, alright. This bitch has so much sheep. Jesus Christ. Oh my god. You know what's crazy to me as well? Is she says stuff like I'm only banned from communities run by bigots. She thinks that the only reason people ban her is because they're bigots. It is... I don't understand how the fuck she can, like, delude herself that much. That is wild to me. Did you send it?
To you, check your DM.
Fuck, I'm about to.
Is that the correct one?
Yep, that's it. Okay. So, the thread goes, she quote tweeted someone that was arguing with her, pretty much agreeing with me and Avius, saying, she said, "This is internet culture, smear the victim first, ask questions later." Ironic. True, that's exactly what you do to me. It's good to know you're aware of your own behavior, is what Avia said. And then she quote tweeted that, "Breaking, mass shooter wannabe needs to feel punished by me to start his shooting spree." Okay, so not school shooter, mass shooter. Kind of same connotation, though.
Yeah. Fucking weird, dude.
Yeah. Shit is wild. There was more too. There was one other crazy fucking thing she said.
You guys were at each other's throats, and these tweets were have so many threads. I was looking through some of it. I was like, man, this is way too much.
No, it was not too much. She absolutely deserved it. That was
no.
Saba, I swear to God.
Can't you just
No. Absolutely not.
Do you believe in second chances? Do you believe in a born again Christian? Do you believe in born again virgins?
No, born again. No, absolutely not. They can literally fuck off. They're all Christianity's retarded.
Okay,
and
fine.
so is how incredibly fucking lenient you are. That's retarded.
Fine, you might be correct about my leniency. I might have a little bit of a difference, but can you just give people like a third chance?
No,
like
shut the fuck up. Do you know how many goddamn chances I gave this nut job?
You should have announced to her this is your first strike.
I did.
Oh, you did?
Yes. Holy shit.
Well, so did you let her know this is about to be your third strike?
I didn't say strikes. I timed her out from my chats because she kept coming into my chats and acting like a child. And then she did all this shit.
Pretty mad sometimes. I've definitely seen her get pretty fucking mad.
Yeah, and it was just so childish. Like, she came into our chat, she's like, "Imagine having a life." Like, fucking rope yourself. Fuck off. This fucking asshole.
Oh no, it's not on your screen.
Fuck it. It's on my screen now. There was another crazy thing. I want to find it.
What was it? Maybe I could find it. Can you give me some of the
I don't remember what it was. I know when I see it, but
Oh man, bad empanada.
bad empanada.
Bad empanada. I don't know. I just saw I just saw a bad empanada post and I was like, woo, bad empanada.
Who is that? I've heard the name.
A nut job communist.
Oh. What the fuck?
Oh,
Oh,
weird Australian dude.
And
Looks
there's
like
one of your tweets.
One of my tweets?
Mm-hmm.
Base.
Gotta love a good
this
hate
is what
club
I was
get
doing
together.
yesterday. This is what I was doing yesterday, yeah. I was sitting in on one of Posey Parker's little get-togethers and just tweeting out the things that were being said in there until she blocked me and I had to jump on the burner account to do it all over again.
Nice.
But they were saying some whack shit in there, I tell you what.
Like what?
Oh, just basically that all trans women are like doing it as a fetish and we're all perverts and shit like that. There was one woman who was talking about she's sick of how people on how like fellow anti-trans people keep saying that we need therapy, right? Because she said she had she used to know a psychiatrist who dealt with fetishes, and she doesn't think that they're curable. So she's like, yeah, we don't actually need therapy because we can't be treated or cured. So it's like even worse, right? Like we're not allowed the trans affirmative healthcare. We should actually get therapy instead, by which they mean conversion therapy. And she's like, even conversion therapy won't work. We can't be cured. It's like, well, how do you deal with this then? It's like, what do you do? What do you do about it? Come on. Come on, tell us.
You just die.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much. It just seems to be the idea from a lot of them.
Death is based.
But yeah,
okay?
there's some whack shit there. Sorry, what was that?
They're trying to truly help you because death is the most based thing. All right.
Kanko,
Death
was
is
it the
lit.
tweet?
I'll pass on that.
Kanko, was it the tweet regarding that you and Avius come off as the guys who spent the majority of the time during the Amber Heard Johnny Depp trial exposing their bigotry towards women? Was that it?
Probably one of them. Yeah.
Oh, there was one in there who was like ranting about trans women taking up spaces with obstetricians.
What?
Obstetricians are they deal with pregnancy. So like I even know what the fuck this woman was talking about. Like literally no trans woman is trying to get an appointment with an obstetrician. Like that's just not happening. I don't know. They're just nuts. They're just nuts. They're all super mad because this conversion therapy organization, GenSpect, had a trans person speaking at one of their events, and they're all super fucking mad about it. They're like, "There's no place for these disgusting pervert fetishists in our movement." Yeah, it's very funny. And I'm currently getting threatened with a lawsuit by Kara Dansky. Of the Women's Declaration International for calling her an anti-Semite and an ex-eco-terrorist.
Oh, come.
Oh, here in the United States, calling someone an anti-Semite is not defamation. It's not something that you could prevail in a lawsuit in.
I mean, she is in the United States, but I'm in the United Kingdom, so
Yeah,
I
so she's
imagine
probably
she'd
gonna
try
take it
and
to the
bring it.
UK court.
She would try and bring it in the UK court. But it's fine. I mean, I don't care. I will continue to say it because it's true.
Who is this person, by the way, that's
Kara
accusing you?
Kara Dansky.
Yeah, how do you spell that name? I want to look her up. Just curious.
She's at K Dansky on Twitter. DANSKY. KDANSKY. She's the president of the Women's Declaration International, which is like an anti-trans thing that was set up after the set up alongside WOLF, which is the Women's Liberation Front, both American organizations, at least kind of. They're also slightly international.
What is he doing?
split in Deep Green Resistance, which was the eco-terrorism group that I was talking about. They had a big falling out over transphobia. Basically, there were a lot of very transphobic people and some not transphobic people, and the transphobic people went off and formed Wolf and Women's Declaration International. But Deep Green Resistance were fucking nuts, dude. They were trying to inspire terrorist attacks against infrastructure to bring down industrial society, and causing millions of deaths, obviously, right? As you get rid of like medicine production and all that sort of stuff. No, they were fucking insane. Yeah, swear, it's alarming. Oh, excuse me. It's alarming how much of modern anti-trans movement has been shaped by these people. Ex-eco-terrorists / eco-fascists. You could definitely call them eco-fascists. Humans are the plague. Yeah.
True. Based.
All that sort of shit. Fucking lunatics, man.
Does anybody have any upcoming debates so I could add to my watch later list?
I still have to debate food shops on transgenocide, apparently.
Really?
Yeah.
Vivian, I don't know if you know this, Mantis is going to be debating Wick next week, so that's on my to watch later list.
Mantis is a fucking psycho. But...
I fucking love Mantis. She's fun.
I like Mantis. She's awesome.
What's your contention with Mantis?
What? Oh. She's just unhinged. Keeps saying like really fucking weird shit about me. Random chats and stuff.
Oh, really?
She's quite transphobic too.
You think so?
Yeah. Or at least she's used transphobic abuse against me. Who was it who fucking... Because this is the thing, I don't even care that much most of the time about what like people are saying about me elsewhere, but people keep DMing me, you know? Like, can I ask a question without being called transphobic? Oh yeah. Yeah, trans women shouldn't be on a panel about feminism. Just some shit like that. I don't know. People DM me shit that other people are saying about me, and I'm like, I don't care. Yeah, and whenever I'm talking, there's always you see the names that pop up repeatedly saying negative shit, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Why does Twitch TV hate me? Mantis, you know, there's a few of them that are just like unhinged hate watchers of mine.
Okay.
So
The reason
we'll never say anything positive.
the reason, can you hear me?
Yeah.
The reason why I brought her up is because the issue we were debating in food shops and the issue that she's going to be debating next week is whether or not women have a certain degree of responsibility the way they act with Twitch and the community, and that's what she's Mantis's position is that they hold very little responsibility.
No.
And
I think you kind of misrepresented that a little bit, or you explained it poorly. Okay. It was like, do all women, or does one woman's actions reflect on women?
I don't know.
Does one woman's action just reflect on the entirety? It was something, yeah, regarding that. Yeah.
I saw Wick was having this fucking panel last night about how much responsibility do women have at streams. I find the whole proposition fucking disgusting, honestly.
Yeah.
I really hate because people do this with trans people all the fucking time, right? It's like, if you're a streamer who happens to be trans, it's like you're a representative of the trans community. It's like, fuck off, am I? Go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
I'm a representative of me. What?
Yep.
Are you a fucking representative of the straight white fucking boring ass cunt society like community? Like what? Am I supposed to judge all fucking straight people based off of your dumb ass? No, exactly. Shut the fuck up. Yeah. I hate that shit.
You agree with Mantis then?
Yeah, probably.
Would you say their actions are anecdotes among a collective?
Sorry, you're gonna have to rephrase that.
Yeah.
Would you say their individual actions, if there are the majority of women's engaged in those actions, could be seen as representative?
Yeah, of course they could.
Okay. I was just curious because I wanted to talk during Food Shop's stream, her panel, and I felt like I couldn't get a word in because there was a lot of banter going back and forth. Ankle could tell you about that.
But anyone can say, yeah, food shops is fucking nightmare, frankly, to debate with. But
Sometimes.
well,
Yeah,
'cause she just screams and means like for half of it, and you're just like, Jesus fucking Christ, can we just, but no, if people are using that to represent a much broader community, then they're just wrong. Like, and I don't know. The problem is when you start putting responsibility into it, you're now making prescriptions as to how people should behave, right? And what are we supposed to do as like minority groups, right? Women, trans people, black folks, whatever. If someone starts behaving in a way that might reflect badly on the community as a whole, if some people use them as a salient exemplar, what are we supposed? Are we supposed to go, hey, my fellow trans person, you're making us all look bad? Like, fuck that shit. No.
These types of discussions happen all the time within the black community. Abba and Preach is constantly told. Well, Abba said this. His mother would constantly tell him, "You need to be mindful of your actions because you're reflective of the black community."
Yeah, and that's fucked up. That's a fucked up responsibility to put on anyone.
Yeah.
Like, nobody can be perfect advocates for the minority group they're part of. In fact, frankly, I think the idea that just because somebody has a public profile and is a member of a minority group, that they ought to be advocates for that community, I think that's a fucked up response. Not everybody's cut out for that kind of advocacy. Some people just want to make silly fucking videos and have a bit of fun, you know? But oh no, because you're a member of X minority group, you have to be pushing something to do with your minority group. It's like, no, fuck off, man. That shit's racist as hell. Bigoted as hell, prejudiced as hell, depending on the group. You know what I mean?
Chris Rock also spoke about this. He brought it up in one of his comedy skits. How Chris Rock was mentioning, his mother would tell him, "Don't ever fight in front of white people." In fact, there was a video regarding it. If you want me to link it. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought.
Well, yeah, because some people will use that. But the thing is, the people who are going to use the bad behavior of a particular individual minority group member, the people who are going to use that to paint the entire minority group with a broad brush, they're already fucking racist. They're just looking for an excuse, you know?
Or they're retarded.
It's just not. This sort of stuff isn't convincing people. It's just
bias.
It's validating the shit they already hold, the opinions they already hold.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I think black people are all criminals. shows videos of black people.
Wait, are they
committing crime.
not?
There we go. I'm confirmed.
Are they not? Have I been wrong this whole time?
Yeah, you have.
Damn.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna cry later because I was wrong.
I will say the
You were
majority.
also wrong about all the Indians not being scammers.
Who here hasn't committed a crime? Come on.
Yeah, literally everyone's committed a crime. It just depends on the degree.
Every motherfucker's at least jaywalked.
Yeah, at least that. At least jaywalked or even littered.
Or what?
Jaywalking, littering.
Oh, littering.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or
What's
maybe like
jaywalking?
speeding.
Oh, everyone speeds. You kidding me?
Yeah, everyone's gone
you're
at
a-
least
if-
1 mile an hour over the speed limit, so.
If you're a Twitch streamer, you
What is
probably engaged
jaywalking?
in some degree of criminal harassment, let's be honest.
I literally used to do heroin, so like I did a lot of crimes.
Jaywalking is when you walk the street in a not where you're that's not designated to be walked across. You can only walk at the intersections where
You
there's
have
like
those kinds of streets? What the hell?
People
Yeah.
people don't
Oh my
really
God.
like get ticketed that often for doing that.
yeah, unless the
Oh my
cop is a
God.
dick.
Yeah, if you get a ticket for jaywalking, the cop is just a scumbag, and he's just being a cunt.
Or you did something really stupid to disrupt the traffic or whatever.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. You're like dancing around doing hopscotch in the middle of the fucking road, then they might.
Yeah, you know, I kind of do want to go play in traffic, you know? After fighting this fucking boss over and over again, I am ready to play in traffic on the thruway.
Well, I think you should fight it one more time. I'm watching.
Doing this one more time and then I'm going to bed. I got a massage appointment that I got to be awake for, all right?
A massage appointment? Is it like medical or is it like in entertainment?
No, I get massages like every other week. I just
wow.
Detoxification?
It's nice, you know. I work a physical labor job, so.
Yep.
I get a massage every day.
Oh yeah?
What?
Yeah, I'm getting the massage right now, being right here.
Are you
This is
fucking
my-
jerking off?
No, I'm not.
Weirdo.
He's talking about massage chair, right?
No, this is my relaxation here.
It's a brain massage.
Yeah, that.
Alright.
Cringe.
Not a real massage.
Oh, my definition of massage is a little bit
Oh,
different.
jeez.
I'm watching you, Ram, and can't go play Sekiro.
God damn, I'm fucked.
Yeah.
I'm totally fucked.
Getting my ass kicked.
I'm never beating this piece of shit, alright?
Oh no, you'll beat him.
jeez.
In my dreams.
You've already beaten him.
Yeah, I remember this fight. It was kind of annoying. You just gotta remain aggressive.
Did you beat this game, Vivian?
Uh-huh.
Oh wow. I like this game a lot.
Beat the long version of the game too.
What is the long version of the game?
Yeah.
Well, I think technically this game can end after this fight.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah, well, if you had picked the Shura ending, the game would have been
Shura ending.
a different boss, and then it would have been the end of the game.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
But then there's a whole bunch of extra bosses.
hmm If you want to fully beat the game, you'll do all 4 endings and beat the game 4 times, which is what I did.
Well, yeah, that
Yeah,
just seems like a
same
bit too much effort for me.
I also did it with the what's that? Dragon Bell. You give the
Dragon
bell, so it becomes a little bit harder. This game.
Oh, you rung
give
the bell.
Bell. Yeah.
I love how as soon as I get close to beating down his posture bar, I just fuck myself in the ass. I'm accidentally pressing buttons.
Come on, Doom.
Oh, come
Doom.
on.
Doom, Doom.
I'm gonna do this one more fucking time. I keep
You
saying
got
that.
this.
Good.
I'm an addict. You know what? I think I've definitely swapped out heroin for this. All right.
Good
I
thing.
honestly think this game
That's
kind of
good
is in the you know, in the mountainy, cavern-y fucking area with all the shooty people.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I know.
around there. It's really good.
That shit is pretty
That
fun.
and the last boss fight. The last boss fight is epic.
You mean where you like the mountainy cavity area where you jump off the cliff and then grapple onto that one thing?
Yeah, you got like a whole bunch of like jumping and grappling and stuff that you have to do while being shot at.
Yeah, and you run over that very long bridge.
There's like some weird temple with monks that all use cannons in there.
Yeah.
Basically. Yeah.
Yeah. Weird
That's a lot
ass
of fun.
monks.
Oh, you'd be surprised how many militant monks there were in in feudal Japan and post-feudal Japan, actually.
True.
Fuck! Why is my brain just exploded on the term? What is the term when Japan closed up under the Tokugawa shogunate?
Feudal something?
Sakoku.
Sengoku period, right?
No, Sengoku period is the age of the country at war. The Sengoku,
Seppuku? Seppuku? Are you talking about seppuku?
It's called Sakoku.
That's what I said, yeah.
Sakoku.
Yeah, Sakoku.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sakoku is the policy of the Tokugawa shogunate, who emerged as the ultimate victors of the feudal period, basically. It was their policy of closing off Japan to outside influence, mostly to get rid of Christianity, because it was playing fucking havoc. But
Was there anything regarding closing their borders because they didn't want opium coming in from the Asian territories?
yeah, opium became like a significant issue in Japan, and like dealing it was punishable by death. But yeah, I mean, controlling borders so opium can't get in is probably part of it too. But most of it was about foreign influence, like mostly foreign, like Western influence, basically. The only way to Christian influence more than anything else. We saw Christianity as like a huge threat to the power of the shogunate.
I'm gonna torture myself one last time.
I did my master's on Edo period arts and culture.
On what?
Nice.
A few months of it. I went to Japan to study as well. I went to Hokkaido University, Sapporo.
Wow.
I'm jealous.
Nah, I had a total mental breakdown after about 4 months. I had to come home.
I'm even more jealous now.
Don't be. It was not a good time. I'm still dealing with some of the after effects, I think. I don't know. Picking up sticks, moving to a whole different country where your knowledge of the language is pretty slim.
Woohoo!
Massive cultural shock. And then having to deal with like the high stress of doing a master's degree at the same time. Just kind of broke me at the time, I think.
I'm pretty sure most Americans, if they were to adapt Japanese lifestyle, they would be an extreme culture shock.
Yeah, it is a big culture shock. It's also weird as a queer person as well, because Japan's
how is
country.
How is Japan regarding with the LGBTQ community?
So like bad, but different bad.
Are they worse than Americans?
Well, you're probably not going to get the shit kicked out of you on the street for being a faggot, right? Like, that's probably not going to happen. Could still happen, but very unlikely, right? It's more insidious, to be honest. The way that it goes. So like, with regards to trans people, like the only cultural reference a lot of Japanese people, especially older Japanese people, have are like Honor, like sisters. Is what they call them, and it's like basically like comedy drag people on TV, right? Like your Dame Edna Everidges, Lily Savage, or whatever would be like the cultural analogy. But yeah, just like guys who dress up as women and do comedy and are played for jokes, right? So, like, that's the kind of cultural touchstone that a lot of, especially older Japanese people have with trans people, and it makes their interactions with you very uncomfortable, as I'm sure you can imagine. Younger people are generally better. Generally more chill. But you still often have to kind of like, yeah.
What?
What?
I would like to visit Japan. Yeah, I think Ram is talking about Sekiro. He's playing Sekiro right now. It wasn't.
Oh, sorry. I was playing Sekiro.
But I would like
I was
to
getting
visit
my ass kicked by Japan.
I'm getting my
Yeah, you
ass
should
kicked by
visit.
Japan right now.
It's a really cool, really cool country. There's a lot of
wa-
stuff to see and do. It's very clean. People are generally really polite.
Oh yeah. Oh, where I really want to go.
Kenko, you would stand out, man. You'd be taller than 99% of the population there. They'd be looking at you.
Yeah.
Like, is this guy here to invade us or eat us?
Amazing food culture. Speaking of eating.
Oh, I would love to
I
go there for
am
the
a fat fuck, and I need to go over there and be a fat fuck.
Yeah. If you want to be a
You'd
fat
be
fuck
paying a lot
anywhere,
more money.
Japan. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You'd be paying a lot more money, Kenko, because they serve in way smaller portion sizes.
No, it's cheap though.
Oh, is it?
It is relatively cheap, and you can get some incredibly big meals for not much money.
Yeah.
They do typically serve smaller portions, it is true. But
Vivian, you are making going to Japan even more enticing.
like the conveni, the convenience stores, like you can just go there and get like meals that have been like cooked that morning, and you just like stick them in the microwave, heat them up, and they're fucking amazing. Like not like the shitty freezer microwave ready meals you get from grocery stores in the United States or over here. Like it's literally just food that's been cooked in the morning and then chucked in the chiller, and you just reheat it. That's fucking
We need
so
more
good.
of that in the United States. We need a presidential candidate that actually wants to do that.
A real foodie. You need a real foodie candidate.
Yeah.
The street food's fucking amazing. Right. Can't go wrong with yakitori, okonomiyaki, takoyaki.
I'm guessing the crime rate there is like non-existent.
Yeah.
Crime's an interesting subject.
Yeah?
Japan has a 99% conviction rate. Doesn't that alarm you?
Yeah.
Well, it depends. It depends. I mean, here's the thing. In the United States, prosecutors are, because of their own ethics, won't bring a case until they have at least probable cause. And in general, prosecutors don't like having losing records, so they only want to bring a case unless they're extremely sure if they're winning. So if you look at state prosecutors, they have a lower conviction rate compared to the FBI. The FBI has a very high conviction rate. I think it's above. I could check. It should be over 90%.
All I'm saying is like Japan when it comes to sexual violence and stalkers and all that sort of shit, like they're garbage.
Oh yeah, they're
absolute
creepy there.
shit.
I've heard about. Yeah, I've heard about that. Mantis was telling us about that, how she got sexually assaulted by a Japanese man, but she sort of kicked him and then he fell over because he was super weak.
Yeah, and as a foreigner, you better not fuck up, right?
Because we're representative of foreigners.
Funny.
Yeah, kind of, but not because you're representative of foreigners, but because they will just bring the fucking hammer down on you.
Oh wow, they don't give any leniency towards foreigners, huh?
Well, no, that's not necessarily true. They do like. There's actually been a bit of a problem recently with a couple of YouTubers.
Logan Paul.
Logan Paul, yeah, but like Johnny Somali, and I forget the other guy's name.
That guy.
Where they've been going over there like deliberately committing shitty crimes and stuff, like not like proper evil crimes or anything, right? But like stuff they know they shouldn't be doing, and
Being
then just
disrespectful.
Yeah, just feigning ignorance when they get called on it. Johnny Somali's now in prison. Like,
in Japan?
Yeah. They're
for 3 years.
Their generosity has fucking run out because they realised that he was just doing it because he's a cunt. But like, I'm talking about like, so if you get in a fight in Japan, right? Like you should try your absolute damnedest not to get in a fight in Japan, because chances are the police will side with the native over the foreigner, right? Like almost every time. And even if they don't, you'll have a real fucking bad time.
I'm guessing all of them will team up against you.
Sorry?
I'm guessing all the natives there will team up against you. Or it just depends.
I don't know, maybe. But like, usually if you get in a fight with somebody, it's between you, that person you got in a fight with, and the police, right? And the police are much more likely to believe the native Japanese person than you. Because Japanese people just don't believe it.
Jeez.
They just don't.
I will say they, based on like many articles, Japanese citizens do carry a certain degree of hostility towards foreigners.
It varies. It varies. I'm not going to say there isn't a lot of xenophobia because there is, but it really varies very drastically between people. The younger generation, especially, are a lot more progressive and open to the world.
That's good.
Problem is everything's run by the older generation.
Well, yeah, the older generation, the way their government, their corporations are set up, it's set up like a seniority system. So you advance through the system based on the number of years you've been there. One of the reasons why women have had a hard time getting into political positions and high offices. Because by the time they're able to, they're in their, like, what, 50s or something like, whatever it is. Really old.
I've royally fucked myself enough with this game. I can't do it. I can't fuck.
You know, maybe you might need just go to sleep. We can try.
You mean like I did yesterday?
Hey. You're getting better. You almost beat him, and you have a PS5 controller now. You've been doing a lot better.
Did he almost beat him, though?
Yeah.
I literally was like 3 hits away from killing his second posture bar, and I got fucked.
Yeah, you were a couple of hits away from killing his second posture bar. Yeah. I don't know why you think, having played this game as much as you have, that necessarily means that you've almost beaten him, but
I was.
Yeah, you were quite close. To
It was so close. No, hold on. I'll show you this clip.
What if there's more posture bars afterwards?
No, it was. I'm positive that there aren't.
I know there's not a third health bar. Like
I
what
know
happened
there
with...
isn't a third one on this.
Okay.
I honestly can't remember, but like there's definitely a few fights where you take out the 2 posture bars and then the transformation happens. You've got another one to do.
Yeah, I had that with the ape. That fucked me up.
You beat that. I'm surprised you beat that ape relatively quickly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the ape was a pretty easy fight, to be honest, though.
Hated that ape. That ape pissed me off. I had much.
Telegraphs everything so much. Like,
frankly, Kenko, I'm surprised you're having a harder time with Owl than the ape. I beat Owl. I had an easier time with Owl than the ape.
You're crazy.
I am crazy.
You just gotta stay aggressive.
Yeah.
Fuck out.
My problem is timing the aggression.
Maybe you should be more tolerant like me.
No.
Fuck that. Always aggressive.
Exactly.
Well, I do actually fight in the game decently aggressively. I mean, you could check out Kankel's VOD from like 2 weeks ago.
I refuse. You ready?
I'm watching it right now. Oh shit.
Wait, was this? I think I might have gotten a little farther than this, actually. I was very close on this. Fuck! No!
Damn. Fuck! You should clip that, Kanko, and just be like, put that on your channel. I'm roping
close. And do what?
And just put the title as that clip. I'm roping myself.
Fuck!
Please do it. Come on, you
damn
great
it.
ideas. Please put up some videos.
Fuck!
You know that would get like a lot of views.
All right, I got it out. I watched that clip earlier when I fucking made it. I laughed pretty hard when I said I got it out. I forgot I said that. That was pretty stupid. Kind of funny. Oh, what the fuck is this? Stream Deck OLED. Why do I not give a fuck?
It's the second tier. I think it costs. It's above 4. Is it? I think it's above 400. If you want the limited edition one, that one's like over $600. I think it's 670.
I am never buying one of these.
I honestly don't think I would ever buy. I've never been much of a portable system guy. I much prefer sitting down and playing games when I'm in my company. The Switch is what?
The Switch is cool, but like fuck the rest, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I've. You want to know something? 99% of the time when I play the Switch, it's docked. I never really use it undocked. I might start using it portably now, just to hang out with you guys and just have it holding it in my hand and playing something. Because
I like never had it docked. That was, I don't know. It felt weird. The controller just felt too wrong. Except, you know, I do have this one controller. Hold on, I'm gonna show you. It's kind of nice.
I have the Pro controller for the Switch, so that is very comfortable and has like a 40-hour battery life.
I actually didn't like the Pro controller as much, but
hello.
Oh, hey, Neve.
Hello.
Your camera's off, by the way.
I did.
Is that?
I have this little controller. See, that's like fits in my one hand.
That is nice.
Yeah, this tiny little controller. I
How is it?
really like this thing for the Switch.
Why is it so small?
What's the name of it?
But I honestly have no idea. But
I can't believe you don't like the Pro controller for the Switch. I like that controller.
This thing, it just, I don't know why. This tiny little controller just feels so nice. Like, it's like more comfortable. Oh, and it has buttons back here as well. God, my hands are swollen as fuck right now. Back here, there's buttons, and then right here.
What controller is that?
Some Switch controller.
Oh.
I kind of wonder if this would work on the PC. I gotta try it later now. Fuck.
Yeah, try it. What have you? Do you want to play a game tonight?
Tonight? No, I'm about to get off. I gotta go to bed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Before you leave, check the BC chat. I want to ask.
What game are you playing, Neil? What game are you playing?
I'm just gonna play Cyberpunk.
Oh, yeah, that's the controller.
Oh, that's it. Okay. Power A launchings. Okay.
It is a Pro controller, I guess. Yeah, but it does have the rear like switches.
Oh, gee.
Dude, that was such a. I was listening to that conversation. That was so crazy.
It's $50.
What
Yeah.
conversation is that?
What conversation? The food shops conversation?
Oh, it's
Like
fucking
food shops
me.
and Grey Pill, just like rolling on each other. Yeah.
That's pretty
Hi,
funny.
Vivian.
I knew I recognized the voice, so it's like, who is that?
It's unmistakable. Mistakenable? Is that what you said?
You are
Yeah.
so stoned.
It's not. It's probably a word.
Close enough, right?
Neve, turn your camera
Yeah,
on.
yeah.
I gotta see what you look like right now.
No, I always look so mangled.
Mangled? From weed?
Yes, that's why you're asking me to turn my camera on right now.
You literally want to see her looking fucking mangled from weed. That's why
Base.
you're telling her to turn the camera on.
Yeah,
Come
right.
on now.
It's not even that bad,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, it's not. You're right.
Don't pretend.
Ooh,
Don't pretend.
you know what?
The clip from earlier though was
yeah.
so fucking funny. You should
I'm
play
pulling that up right now. That shit was so funny.
it. Shit.
So
No. What have you guys been talking about?
Just smoking meth.
We were talking about Japan. We were talking about what else? We were talking about the discussion Mantis her upcoming debate with Wick
Not
and
even look bad at all. What the fuck is she going on about? Dumb bitch.
Yeah, what?
She was pretty ripped earlier though. Just here. You can see how ripped she was in this video.
Oh, me?
Yeah, in this
I think
clip.
about Mantis. I was like, Mantis smokes weed.
I don't even know. Maybe. All right.
Dude, people.
Ready?
Yeah, I'm ready as I'll ever be. Who just left?
Rum.
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 Alright.
Rum.
Here we go.
Neve and Kenko, when they booted somebody, you should just let that person stay booted. Like you have the mob
behind Marwa.
When did she unban someone though?
Wasn't it Jack? What did you so
No.
bad,
Jack got timed out until Angela banned him.
No. To be fair,
need to drink some
Evan's
water.
right. So,
I wasn't saying nothing.
I hate you guys. So,
You guys with cotton mouth. Okay, hear it.
Sorry, what? Okay, tell me.
You need to drink some water, dude.
I do.
I'm looking, I'm like,
I can hear the crackles while you're talking.
I'm praying, I'm like, please tell me that's the lighting. Please tell me that's the lighting.
We got a good one. I got a nice.
My whole
fucking
fucking
laugh.
mouth was disgusting, dude.
When Dave gets embarrassed, it's like the cutest thing ever.
You know what was really funny is I was like trying so hard not to laugh in the middle of you saying something serious because I was looking at Neve and she was like holding in a smirk the whole time and I could tell she was like
She's such a camera.
because of something I said. I was like, oh no, she's so high, putting on a performance right now. I was like, she's acting her heart out.
Oh my
I
god.
can't hear you, mic Neve. was muted.
Mine was muted
Yeah.
just now.
She's still muted.
I'm such a fucking idiot.
You know how
Why
I can
did
tell when you're stoned? It's not the look in your eyes, it's the shape of your mouth.
Don't give me a complex. Fuck. Jesus, here we go. And then this happens a lot where I just like don't even remember what it is that I'm talking about.
True, I remember that. I remember having that happen to me when I fucking smoked way too much weed.
And stuff, and then feeling like you want to invest energy in them only to like hit a turn in the road and recognize you don't know where the road's going. You know?
Nate, do you have the munchies yet?
No, weed prevents me from eating. It doesn't make me
Oh,
want
really?
to eat. Yeah.
That's weird. When I would eat like 5 sandwiches when I used to.
I feel like you
Just-
did not
You
use
smoke weed.
Saba.
You smoke weed, just an
Me?
additional 5 sandwiches.
kidding me?
People. This.
Well, it's been a long time. It's been probably what?
You
Oh,
look
fucking-
and sound like you took 2 hits once and you went, I used to be a stoner.
I used to smoke a lot, man. Are you kidding me?
Exactly.
Goddamn. Saba, you crazy.
I smoked like 3 hits once.
Saba, what do you like when you're baked?
What do I like when I'm baked?
Yeah.
Eating or playing video games, and then I love the feeling best when after I'm at the end of the day, I just get to lay in bed. Like my body feels so at peace.
Yeah, that's true. It's a really good feeling.
That's probably the best feeling I've ever had from like any type of stimulant. But then again, like I said, whatever you want to call it. Like I said, I never got past the gateway drug.
Depressant.
Depressant. There you go. I'm depressed.
That's
So
just the.
what's the basic difference between drinking alcohol and smoking weed?
There's
How
a
is it
lot.
different?
There's a lot of difference. There's a lot more like psychoactive, like change when you smoke weed. Like there's a lot more like a mind effect. When you're drinking, it's more of like a physical like body relaxation. It gets to the point where you become a fucking retard, but you know, it takes a little longer and a little more. But yeah, when you smoke, you like, it's just, you can get pretty dumb pretty quick. A lot of the time.
I disagree.
I get pretty dumb pretty quick.
Okay, I gotta go and get some breakfast. I only really came in here for the lowdown on the Ninetales memes anyway.
Okay.
You guys.
It was good talking to you, Vivian. We could hopefully
Yeah,
let's do
yeah.
it again.
Yeah, pop it anytime.
Yo, you can hit me up anytime if you want to talk about something. Let me know.
Cool.
All right. Peace.
Bye bye.
See you later.
Good night.
Bye.
That was very random.
Yeah, that's cool.
What?
That she just pops in now. That's dope.
That is dope.
I like having people around that just pop in. It's like why I created this server and all that.
I feel like it'd be the opposite, though. I feel like people would be disturbing you. That's why there are times when before when I first got acquainted with you, I felt like it would annoy you. You just want to be alone sometimes,
Why
streaming.
the fuck would I be in this goddamn voice chat if I wanted to be alone?
I have no idea. Like
That
I
doesn't
said,
make any sense.
But he doesn't want to be alone.
Exactly.
I don't know all the
being
intricacies of all this. I'm now starting to become familiar with it.
Yeah. You know, I do kind of get that feeling with Tom sometimes, though. Like, he'll be in his voice chat by himself, and I'm like, I shouldn't pop in. Nah. But probably for a different reason.
I mean, that's like his whole thing, though, isn't it? Like, I've done that to him before. I've jumped on his.
He's in his voice chat alone. You just jump in. You don't know what he's doing.
Yeah, once or twice.
Fuck it.
But I mean, like, just like Food Shop's rule, I feel like you should know what's going on.
Yeah.
And I jumped in when he was like looking for like a debate topic, and I jumped in to like debate him on like doors versus fucking wheels.
What versus wheels?
Doors versus wheels.
Doors versus wheels.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The whole question is how many.
How many more are there more doors or are there more wheels in the world?
Yes, thank you.
It's a really weird question, but there's a correct answer.
Really?
Yeah, there's a correct answer.
Well, obviously, there's a correct answer.
I actually already solved this.
What is it?
How does it go?
It's called the Monsters Inc. theory.
I'm roping. I'm
Miss
roping.
Monsters Inc. Oh my God,
Have you heard
Keiko,
of
we should
this?
watch that for movie night.
No, how about
Okay,
we
so
don't,
basically-
Seba? How about we fucking
so
don't?
All the doors in Monster.
you guys have seen Monsters Inc., right?
I've seen it.
Yeah.
Okay, so if we assume the Monsters Inc. theory, then that means that they have every door to every fucking door possible in society, okay? Number one.
Right.
But so however many doors they have, each one of those doors is supported by like a rail on top and has two wheels. Therefore, there are more wheels in the world than there are doors.
You're definitely big now. Oh
I
my
know.
God, yeah, twice.
Wait, I thought we're talking about reality, not some fictional
No.
universe.
No. The principle applies in real life here. You just gotta be open-minded.
We just don't have access to see their sides of the doors.
Exactly.
You're assuming that that universe exists.
It does. We know it does. The movie exists, so the universe exists.
And we call QAnon crazy.
You mean monster non-crazy?
Oh, for a second I thought you were going to say Carantos.
Speak for
No.
yourself. Some people seek guidance. Like me. Just kidding. QAnon, can you imagine?
Speaking of QAnon, I know people in QAnon.
Just kidding.
Maybe I should get them to pop in one of these streams. Thing is, they're I've never spoken to them, and they're distant relatives. Speaking of distant relatives, I told Kenko about this. My cousin also got prosecuted by Janine Pirro. You know that Fox News host? She used to be a prosecutor. Well, this was in New York. This was over a drug dispute.
Hey, sorry, say this again. What? Say what? Who? What?
So you brought up QAnon, and I have two relatives, distant relatives, that are part of QAnon.
Okay.
And then I went on to say, I also have other crazy cousins. Another crazy cousin. He got prosecuted by Janine Pirro, but she never fully prosecuted him because he fled the country. And then there became like then he fled to Jordan, and then United States wanted to extradite him, and then
Hey guys.
some politics occurred, and then Jordan said no at the end of the day.
Oh.
Like Michael Jordan?
No, Jordan the country. Yeah, Michael Jordan. He stayed at Michael Jordan's house. Michael Jordan refused to hand him over to the authorities. And then
At least he complies.
yeah, couldn't do anything about it. Michael Jordan said no.
All right, I gotta get off. I gotta go to bed. I got a fucking appointment. So.
Good night.
What time is your appointment?
1, and I gotta get up and shower and do stuff at like 11. So.
Okay, I'll meet you there.
Funny. You're gonna drive fucking. Well, actually, you could probably make it here. No, you couldn't. Never mind. What?
Unless I'm on a plane.
How long would a drive? No, that would be like a 16-hour drive. Oh, you could not make it here in time. No couples massage, Seba. Bummer.
Well, I'll tell you right now, it'd be 11 hours. 11 hours.
11?
41 minutes. That's what it says right here.
To Albany, New
Highway.
York.
Oh, Albany. Okay, let me type in. I just typed in New York City. Let's see, 11. Yeah, 11 hours. Oh, it's even shorter. 11
What?
hours, 20 minutes.
Doesn't make any sense. What? Hold on.
Well, we are dealing with Monsters, Inc.
Yeah.
No, we're not driving through their doors.
Why not?
We can't. We don't have access.
We don't have access?
No.
Not with that attitude, we don't.
Not with any attitude. We're not the monsters. Or are we? Hmm. 12 hours and 20 minutes. My way. Huh. That's weird.
That's suspicious. That's weird. What?
That's weird because I went to Ohio when I was like a teenager. I went to some fucking Bible camp, like a summer Bible camp thing.
Yay.
With a family friend. I went with another family. Like I went with some friends. And that was like a 12-hour drive in Ohio. Maybe it was Southern Ohio.
It's like a 4 or 5 hour drive to Ohio from where I am. So.
Oh. Oh, wow. I unironically just found this town that I went to.
What is it? What's the town?
I didn't even remember what it was called, and then I just saw it. It was Hillsboro. Hillsboro, Ohio. Okay. Yeah, it's like 10 hours and 20 minutes, 10 hours and 45 minutes, 11 hours and 3 minutes. Sounds about right.
Yeah, that's near Cincinnati. That's where my cousins are.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it definitely was in Southern. Okay. I remember I went to the fucking Creation Museum too.
There's a Krishna temple in Utah, owned by this Indian couple. Every year they celebrate this Indian festival called Holi, and it's freaking amazing. It's actually they celebrate it better than most of the Indians do. I'll share a video with you guys. Look at that. You need to go over there, all of you. Check this out.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Ooh.
All right. For real this time. I'm leaving. I'm going to bed.
All right.
All right.
All right.
Good night.
Later. Okay. Now. Oh wow. Rum still just right there. I wonder if that changes. Nope, it's just gonna stay there. Whatever. Alright. I'm going to bed. You fucking bums. Alright? So, how about this?